Hey, everybody. How's everybody been? Welcome on back. I'm getting it ready. I'm scrubbing up, brushing my teeth, getting me some damn coffee, because everybody needs some coffee. Eat you a good breakfast, because this thing's about to hit. And no, Spooky, I do not believe that Maya made you do it. Although she is spunky, she could make you do things, but I don't think that was one of them. Hello, folks.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. Say hi. Hi.
Hi, I'm the Sinister Porpoise. When you think of Sinister Porpoises, think of the Sinister Porpoise.
I've never considered a sinister porpoise.
Good evening.
Good evening, Jenny. How are you?
Not much better than yesterday, honestly, but I'm here.
Aw. Well, what was going on yesterday since I've not been updated? Are you like physically okay?
No, just
something else?
pounding headache and
Oh,
just not feeling well.
sorry to hear that.
Well,
Yeah,
if you need to lay down, don't feel like you need to push yourself or anything.
Yeah, not for us. We're not
We'll
worth
see
all
how
that.
we'll see how it goes.
Yes, ma'am.
It's
Well-
just one of them days.
Well, I accomplished most of what I wanted to do today. I got my video filmed for the garden tour, and I got the little gift bag I was planning for my neighbor who down the street for her dog. So the only thing left is just getting something written up for this script for another video.
I didn't say I didn't consider this sinister porpoise. I was saying I did not consider a sinister porpoise.
Well, how many sinister porpoise do you think there are?
I don't know.
I don't
they're
know.
pretty
I've
sketchy.
considered them before.
I don't know. They seem like a pretty sketchy lot to me.
Good. Go play.
We is all the sketchiest.
Sketchy. Yeah. I wish I could be sketchy. I try to be cool and sketchy, but I'm really moral. It sucks.
Sounds like a cat needs your attention.
It's because I started talking to you guys. He's like, oh, you're talking to me. No.
Well, didn't you put it on camera? Athena's slightly happier with me because she has a new toy.
Come here. They lose their toys. They hide in places and I can't find them. And I'll move something, like I'll go to make the bed and I'll reach just right under the mattress and find like 5 toys in one little pile.
No.
Yeah,
This
that's called a cat bank.
Yeah, well, but no. It's a cat bank.
This particular toy is one that routinely comes into the bedroom with me, and I'm not sure why.
Does that make it a kitty bank instead of a piggy bank? Come here. Can't take it anymore. I picked him up.
Oh,
his
I
ears
love
flat.
the little porpoise avatar. Dolphins are lovely. As long as you
Yeah.
don't swim with them, because they might try to rape you. If they like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty rapey. I saw this film just
Rather
this
get
morning
raped.
of a woman at some porpoise tank, and they jump up and knock her down on the deck, and one jumps up between her legs and starts going at it. It's like, damn, them porpoise are pushy, and she's just laughing and laughing. It's like, honey, you do realize what's going on, don't you? Don't be laughing at this.
No, she doesn't.
It's humping your leg. Stop. Stop.
No, it wasn't humping her leg.
Oh, maybe she liked it. Maybe it was the most action she'd seen in a while. We don't know. We can't judge.
Maybe that's how Rush Limbaugh was born.
Oh, don't insult the dolphins that way.
Yeah, really.
I'm
The porpoise do not
sorry.
deserve that.
I'm sorry. I was thinking more or less a whale because from this, now this is just a rumor, But from what I heard from some of the Greenpeace folks was whenever Rush Limbaugh laid by the side of the water, they kind of somehow mistake him for a whale and try to drag him back in. I'm sorry. That was bad.
Sorry, I was reading the chat and catching up. I apologize.
Sorry, I was just not listening. What?
Didn't comprehend what you said. I'm sorry.
In other words, Rush Limbaugh was so goddamn big when he lied on the beach. The Greenpeace folks tried to drag him back in the water, thinking he was a whale.
Okay, right.
You know,
Yeah.
he's still dead.
Oh, I
Is
know.
he? I'm
Yeah.
so glad.
Yeah.
I guess all that religious shit was wrong, huh?
Well, I mean, I think that there are real people who actually try to live the most positive aspects, and there are people who use religion as a cudgel to beat the shit out of people so that they can feel better. And Rush Limbaugh was definitely one of them. And Alexander Soloviev was just praising Rush Limbaugh during his interview where Alex Jones just presented his crotch and let Soloviev eat his testicles. I'm sorry to fill your head with that image, but Alex
wasn't
Jones
nice, bro.
really did Alex Jones really did whore himself. But it turned out that the Russian propagandists admired Rush Limbaugh.
Alex Jones testicle eating. Nice way to start this show.
Yeah, it's not how I wanted to set the tone to. I didn't want to set it to Alex Jones's testicles at all.
I don't want to say to
not what
Alex
we were
Jones
going
anything.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly, Jenny. I hate that kind of filth in our
Or
life.
testicles, for that matter. I don't want to hear about testicles. I don't want to think about testicles. I don't even want to know that they exist.
I don't even care about the testicles. I want the other thing.
Oh, you only had one. It wouldn't look right though.
Why wouldn't it? Who cares? If I get lucky, no. The testicles are a part of the thing that comes with it, honestly. So it's not a separated thing. You have to actually have testicles for the device itself. So
Yeah.
it's where your controls are. So there's no option to not have them. I think a lot of people would like to look at some people that don't have testicles, but have the
All
other
right,
thing,
now, what did I say about testicles? Okay.
We are getting filthy,
I was waiting to
and I
see how long it
started
would take before Jenny told me to shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry I started it.
So moving on to Rocky Mountain Oysters.
Oh God, no, we're not talking about that either. That's disgusting. I mean, if you're going to talk about meat food, I'd really prefer people to talk about Rocky Mountain oysters versus real meat that I would actually eat. But yeah, no, we don't talk about that. Oh, nuts.
Oh, well, I can change the subject. Basically, I had to complain today because when I was picking up 20,000 pounds of hamburger meat, one of the people who worked at the place I was picking it up actually shut my reefer off.
Oh, how nice. Why would they do that?
Because they're a fucking imbecile. So I
because they're
turned
cold
it back
loading
on.
it and they don't want the fan blowing on them, so they shut it off while they're loading because they're fucking selfish assholes instead of wearing the proper equipment that they're supposed to wear.
And then if it forgets to be turned back on and I don't notice it, then I lose my job.
Yes, because
And
you have
that's
to check
at
that
least
reefer every time you get in and out of the vehicle. For most
$60,000 to $80,000 of hamburger meat goes to shit.
Yikes.
No. 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 Why? Demon Orb said, "Oh nuts, he was having a ball."
Yep, we started something that's probably going to just last all night, one way or the other.
I'm certainly not thinking testify and testicle have the same Latin root word.
No.
No. I don't think so.
Oh, they do.
Skits.
It's good.
Maya said, "We're just being silly today. Sorry, Jenny."
Well, yep. Wait, it
How are
actually
you,
might
sir?
because of an ancient world custom, but I'm not going to bring it up.
No need to bring it up.
No.
I
we're not
certainly
going to talk
decided
about
not to.
testicular world customs. Is that like some kind of a position in graduation at college? Like magna cum laude, ego sum testes?
Well, that's the title that someone gets when someone decided to do something and they got ripped off in the dorm because I think that's what it is.
Newman. I used to know this. Newman Testimus. Luminous. Yeah, that's it.
Listen,
It means truth through testicles.
I think Nikon's P900 and P1000 advertising campaign has been one of the most successful and dumbest things ever.
What flat earthers are basically selling it by saying this is the best camera ever, even though my
I'd say Nikon started the flat Earth movement to sell those cameras.
And thing is, right, those cameras, they've got a decent lens, but the sensor on it is shit.
It's a piece
The
of crap.
sensor is shit.
Everything about that camera is a piece of shit. Can't even focus at infinity. I've never seen a Nikon P900 that has been sharp at infinity, ever.
Nikon P900 and P1000 are bridge cameras. They're not supposed to be professional cameras.
I did say that they should be, but they're still a piece of crap.
They're fine for what they're used for, but people are trying to use them for other things, and they don't work well. I actually have a story to go with this spooky bed here. He said, "Who let the testicles out of the bag?" Well,
really need to hear this.
I'll have you know, they were let out of the bag outside of Columbus, Ohio in 2011. And it was because someone went and cheated on his wife and came home. And she smelled a woman on him. And he was drunk. And she said to him, "You need to go to bed. We'll talk about this in the morning." And he said, "Oh, no, baby, let's fuck around." She's like, "No, you need to go to bed." So she told him that 3 times. And then she went to bed. And he came in there and tried to have sex with her. And she told him twice to stop. And he tried it again. And he tried to stick himself inside of her. And he took all his clothes off. And she reached down and grabbed his sack and yanked it almost all the way off his body. And when I met him at the OR, taking him to a trauma center because the county hospital was not big enough to handle his testicular issues, it was hanging from his sack was hanging from just the taint. And when we went to move him over onto the bed, we had him crab walk. We just held the chucks up in the air. His testicles actually rolled out of his scrotum and were on the chucks. And then he got serious about going to the hospital and getting it fixed.
Okay.
That's when. Yeah.
Not to
He
change
didn't
the
care
topic,
up till then because they gave him morphine. So he didn't care up till then.
not to deliberately change the topic, other than that's what I want to do. I went to see the new Dune movie last night.
I hear it was good.
And of all the people I expected to play the Padisham Emperor, Christopher Walken was not anywhere on that list. And
He
yet,
technically didn't
dropped
drop
the
it.
ball on
He
that one.
technically didn't drop it. It rolled out. Just saying.
and yet,
Oh, he did. Oh, he totally had it coming. Oh, he
and
deserved
yet,
it.
Christopher Walken plays Emperor Shaddam IV in the Dune movie.
I'm just hoping the reason she wasn't at the hospital is because she was at home like, fuck you, not like in a cop car. Because he did deserve it. Anybody that's ever had sex knows what sex smells like.
Hi, Athena.
I don't know anything about Dune.
I have not watched nor talked about Dune in I don't know how long, and I don't know anything about the new movie. So,
Well, now you know Christopher Walken plays the Emperor.
well, there we go. That must be interesting. Well, guys, it's almost 4:20. Pack them up, get them ready.
Well past it here.
Oh,
Roll
I
it.
get to use my new little grinder, one hit holder thing.
Stop it. That's enough. Go play or something. You don't
It's
need anything.
magnetic.
No.
I'm just trying to think of something that is. God, I need to never mention anything like that again. It just dominates a conversation because everyone has the maturity of a 10-year-old.
Listen,
Not all. Okay.
there is nothing wrong with unleashing your inner 12-year-old at times. Like, if they're going to have rants about modern boob armor in The Mandalorian, even though modern body armor is designed that way,
Burnt bacon and dust smell may have done it wrong. Yeah, that don't sound like that's like somebody trying to vacuum up a piece of bacon off the floor and it gets caught in the belt.
I'm just wondering, is there any material that can come close to what Bosco armor can actually do in real life?
Probably not.
Bosco.
No, Boskill, whatever the fuck the Mandalorians use.
Oh,
It's
I
on
don't
the
know.
tip of my tongue.
Beskar?
Beskar, yes.
I
Oh.
knew what you were talking about.
Bastard? What?
Well, considering we don't have lightsabers in real life either, it's kind of a moot point.
Sumami?
Or anything at all to have to do with Star Wars or Star Trek. It's all bullshit. Did you know that? It's all not true. Klingons don't really talk those words, and it's a completely made up language by some white guy.
I'm sorry, I was trying to speak Klingon.
Sumami, I know a way to get you rich. I just thought of it. Move out here. Because there's like there's not a lot of black people. And black people here can, like, if you're in like a sex trade, you'll make a shit ton of money. If you're trying to like date around, you'll have pussy or dick like out the ass here. Because there's just no black people here. There's like 20 in the whole fucking city. And there's probably maybe 5 times that in Albuquerque. So you can make a shit ton of money because you're black and beautiful. You can make a ton of money here.
Thinking about the panels on space shuttles might be able to withstand a lightsaber.
Well, maybe the heat, but not the
heat.
smashing force.
Well, there isn't really much smashing force to a lightsaber, and it's just a plasma blade.
I don't think
what's your name again, Beck. I sent a picture to you, Beck. Could you possibly whip that out and put it up there? It's a gift for Demon.
Okay, hold on.
I don't think George Lucas ever explained what a lightsaber was because he thought it's like they're laser swords.
Which would be an inaccurate way of describing them, where they are shown to operate. But
here, Demon, I thought of
go.
you earlier, and I caught this thing, a picture of this thing, and I just wanted to share it with you. Since you're both demons.
It says, life's especially tough when your preacher turns out to be a demonic billionaire con man right after you buy him multiple jets and mansions.
How can you not trust a face like that?
That's not even
Easily.
the craziest face he had. He had one that he literally looked demonic. He was like snarling, like, "Arr." It was fucking insane,
Yeah.
man.
Kenneth Copeland is pretty old. I'm surprised he's still alive.
Well, maybe it's
Or is that not Kenneth
This-
Copeland?
maybe he's some kind of mummy zombie.
No, he's in his 80s.
No, it's not redneck here. It's just Hispanic. I live in the Southwest. It's not redneck here at all. It's actually very artsy, eclectic. Just don't be an asshole. Nobody cares what you do. Like, don't break a law. Don't be an asshole. That's it. It's actually really chill here. I'm just sick of trying to find a job here because I'm a fucking white dude. It's hard to find a job here. If I changed my last name to Rodriguez, it would help.
What's fun
No.
about
Aramijo. That one's more
What's
popular.
fun about Copeland is that he makes me think that lizard people might actually be real.
Yes.
Have you considered changing your name to Io de Puta?
My middle name is Iguana.
I'm sure once they stop laughing, they'll give you a job.
I'm sorry, that's funny. It's really hard. You have to go to like Texas or Oklahoma to get more redneck than fucking Florida, let me tell you.
Well, certain parts
Have
of
you
Florida,
been
but
to
all
Indiana?
of Florida is crazy. All
Come on,
of Florida is
Or West
crazy.
Virginia?
Come on, Sumami, come up here to Minnesota and move in with me.
I grew up in West Virginia. It's not as bad as fucking Florida. No, not even close. My parents moved us out there when I was 4 years old.
Athena, where are you?
They were
at?
actually some of the nicest people I've ever lived around in my life. And I've lived in like 9 states now. Plot twist, lightsabers do exist, though humans built them because of the movies.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, but
just
have they-
thinking.
Yeah.
Someone actually, like, they wrapped Kenhole wire around a ceramic tube, and it looked like a Sith lightsaber. It had pretty much enough temperature to melt through aluminum, although you'd short it out, of course. But it looked really cool, and you needed a giant battery pack that only lasted a few minutes.
Sumami, what music do you listen to?
Well, science fiction has caused a lot of things to exist in certain ways. Like, if it weren't for the original Star Trek, someone probably wouldn't have thought to give the cell phone its current form.
Such a nice day out. It's chilly though because it's windy. Well, the sun's kicking.
It's in the 70s here. Of course, that also means we're going to start getting towards severe weather season, but fortunately, I'm not the worst. Don't live in the worst place for it.
It's supposed to be raining all day today, and it's nice and sunny out after noon.
I would love to read that
Uh.
sentence, but apparently Sumami put a cat in her text.
Oh,
A very
fucking
pretty cat.
tsunami.
Tortoise shell hair.
Oh, and it's been a while since I've looked this up. Someone built a plasma torch. You
Plasma
can't like duel with it, but it's a plasma torch that looks like a lightsaber.
I'm pretty sure like lightsabers, and I'm pretty sure plasma torches have been around for a while.
Well, there are plasma cutters. You know that.
Yeah, I was a machinist for years on
Yeah.
end.
Yeah, so it shouldn't be. A
No, but I
surprise
mean,
if
this-
you just bump all the numbers up on the machine inside, you should be able to get something to shoot out farther than it should and melt something.
Yeah.
It's true.
The first place I worked for, they made eyelets and grommets, but they had one little room where they had, it was basically cordoned off, and you had to wear a suit and a mask, and we ground beryllium.
Oh, Jesus
And
Christ.
so you needed to make sure that you basically didn't die.
No
That was
shit.
like a little secret room where we ground beryllium tubes, and then we had a large supply of just piles of tungsten that we made tubes out of, and this was something completely unrelated to our main products. But I always wanted to play with the tungsten because this tungsten, it was pure tungsten. You can't machine tungsten carbide, but you can machine pure tungsten.
My brother's also
Ah.
a machinist, and he made 2 10-millimeter bolts for me, one out of tungsten, one out of titanium. Gave them both to me for Christmas about 30 years ago. That was kind of cool. One was so densely heavy, and the other one was so lightweight.
If I ever get financially stable, I actually have to move back to Virginia to get help taking care of my mom. So I gotta try to see what my 401k was from a previous employer. But if I ever own a house again, I'm gonna get a machine shop again.
I'm sure there's a football game on somewhere.
What makes you ask that, Sumami? Because I'm missing like 4 people in my chat.
The
No,
spring
6.
football league starts in a week or so.
Oh, March Madness.
No, that's basketball.
But it is that season because it's now March.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
it's almost
if you like
well,
to
it
watch
is March, but it's almost
10 guys in their underwear run around.
I thought that was a wrestling match.
You know, I always liked playing basketball, but I never liked watching it. I find sports watching them like on TV. Now, if you're in person, that's a whole different experience. It's better, but it's still not like, woo, I have to go watch a football game. Like, I don't get it.
What if you're not a person? Like, I'm a chair. What would I think of football?
If I was a chair there were like these, when I went to a Panthers game, there were these drunks sitting behind us that were so goddamn funny. I wanted to buy season tickets just to have those drunks who had the season tickets entertain me.
Well, they had the Super Bowl, didn't they? And so they already had the Super Bowl, so football's over. And then you get the couple of weeks break, and then basketball starts like middle of March, I think.
Basketball's been going on for months.
Yeah, I think you mean
Really?
baseball.
Yeah.
Oh, baseball starts in the middle of March?
Starts April.
Yeah.
Oh, no. That's how much I'm into sports.
Unless they run out of baseballs and they try to catch the Easter Bunny. Boom, boom. No, they don't. I'm just kidding. That's a terrible joke.
And
So when do
apparently,
we play that cricket ball?
and apparently NASCAR is ongoing. If I were
I
president,
never got into NASCAR. I always thought it was just silly, except for when you had a giant crash.
I don't like NASCAR. I have a roommate who liked NASCAR. And then one day I was defending her, saying it's not about the crashes for her, it's about the engineering. So the next day I come home and she's watching all the crashes that happened that she missed.
I find it hard to call myself a NASCAR fan. I have a great deal of respect for the drivers and what they're doing. You go out and try to drive 500 miles at 200 plus miles an hour, 3 inches from the next guy's door, and see what it does to your mind and body. It will just make you crazy.
Well,
so I have
the
a lot of respect
Richard
for them being able
Petty,
to do that and be trained and do it successfully.
the Richard Petty racetrack at Disney World. One year I did manage to do that, It was expensive, and I just wanted to get the fuck out of the vehicle after one lap.
Oh, somebody else is driving.
Yes.
Yeah, I can dig that. That's difficult. Another person do the driving on a racetrack.
Sports, go
Well,
sports.
it was scary, actually.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Look, Atheist Carpenter, this is me at work when guys start talking about football. They're like, oh, that such and such team. I'm like, oh, really? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, that's awesome. They're like, oh, you watch football? I'm like, no.
Yeah, that's about where I'm at as
No.
well. There with there,
I mean,
yeah. There's that
What's
sports
that
ball.
team?
How
What's
about
the
that
team?
local
The team you watch. The team you watch. Yeah, there's a team. Talk about that team.
you mean the Sycamores?
Yeah, there you go.
Well, it's a shame our team didn't win, and we just need to sport harder.
I mean, if I were president, I would certainly limit the length of sports seasons. Like, football is not allowed to go past January.
Wait,
And if you think
it'll be extended to March pretty soon.
And if you think a secret society is controlling the outcome of the entire fucking season, no fucking tickets for you.
Well,
Yeah, it's not very realistic to actually think that could happen.
I did hear that Taylor Swift saw her boyfriend win the Super Bowl, resulting in 6 more weeks of right-wing conspiracy theories.
I heard about that as well. Porpoise, didn't you post that in the DM on Twitter? Yeah, that was hilarious. I cracked up when I read that. I actually read it like 3 times in a row and laughed each time.
I thought.
Can you imagine how fucking deluded can you be to imagine that? Yeah, every goddamn player in the entire NFL is just gonna throw away their chance to go to the Super Bowl just so that Taylor Swift's boyfriend can be there to win it.
Well, she had the money to pay them off.
Well, she does, but that doesn't mean she did.
Touche.
And
she probably got more money than Donald Trump too. And that's why he hates her.
Yeah, oh, Taylor Swift? Oh, yeah, he totally hates her because she has more money than him. She's more popular, too.
Well, I mean, honestly...
She told her fans to go vote, and they broke the fucking system.
A pile of shit is more popular than Donald Trump.
What's that?
A pile of shit is more popular than Donald Trump.
Depends on
that is
whose
correct.
shit it is and where it is. But generally,
if it's Donald Trump's shit, then no, it's not more popular. It's less popular because it's just concentrated Trump. There's like no orange dye anymore. Or maybe the entire fucking thing is orange. I have no fucking clue.
Let's see. It says
that Southern came out.
Bloomberg and Forbes estimated her net worth at 1.1 billion, though Forbes estimated Trump's net worth at 2.6 billion.
Not anymore.
No, the only reason they could say that is because he overestimated all of his properties.
Yeah,
what they cost.
Yeah,
so they're adding up false numbers.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And realistically, he's only worth like, I think somebody was saying it was like, what was it? 1.5 mil or something stupid. It's really low. If you take in consideration what everything is really worth, what he actually owns, and all that. He doesn't have shit.
Yeah.
So if I win the next Powerball, that means I'll have more money than Donald Trump.
Oh fuck! I gotta go play it because if any of us win, we got to purposely rub it in his face that we have more money than him.
Oh, absolutely.
Donald Trump, I would like to point out I've got better grades than you.
And 3 days ago...
Well, that's one way to...
So do I.
That's one way to boost your viewership, win the lottery.
And see, and three days ago, we have a report saying he lost 46% of that wealth in legal penalties.
Uh-huh.
So even if that number was accurate, you don't have it no more.
I mean, I don't know. It might have been
46%.
200
Holy
million, but it was
fuck.
nowhere near a billion. That's all I remember. It was like 1 or 2 something.
What Donald Trump is really good at is selling his name.
Oh yeah, it's just like, so they were talking about this on the Midas Touch Network, and they were saying how, you know, every
Golly.
politician's kid or every superstar's kid or every famous CEO's kid is going to say, "Yeah, I'm so and so," and use that last name. Everybody fucking does that.
I'll be right back.
And even if you just use your name in general, it's not like Hunter Biden can be like, you know, oh no, it's not the same Biden. It's not a common name, is my point.
I'm just
So,
wondering why.
Yeah,
Just wondering
people
why
know.
they think I'm.
People know.
I'm just wondering if they think I'm going to vote for Hunter Biden in the next election. I mean,
Yeah, it is weird.
I'm not.
God, wouldn't that
impressed-
be hilarious if all of the base, everybody that voted Democrat voted for Hunter Biden and he got presidency over top of Trump? Oh my God, Trump would fucking, his wig would literally fall off of his head. The Aquanet would just dissolve instantly. He would be
Hunter
so
Biden-
fucking mad.
Hunter Biden isn't.
I
Trump.
thought that fucking thing was roadkill he picked off and it ate his brain.
Sumami. Hold on, I'll give you one. Hang on there, chickie. Find today's.
And the whole, it's like, oh yeah, Hunter Biden's laptop. It's like Hunter Biden is not president.
He didn't work for the government. And what about all the corruption of the Kushners, for crying out loud, right? So the country of Bahrain wakes up and they're blockaded. Was it Bahrain or Qatar? They wake up and they're blockaded, and everyone's saying, "You're fucking doing the terrorists!" Like that's calling the pot the kettle black. And then the Kushners get a loan from the National Bank of, it was either Qatar or Bahrain, to get above water on the 666 Fifth Avenue. And there's like nothing going on there. Nothing to see, folks. The Kushners just got a multi-billion-dollar loan after one country was shaken down.
Yeah, it's all whataboutism, because a lot of it's they're just angry that Trump has been run through criminal charges. But the reason Trump was run through criminal charges is because there's a long history of criminal behavior from Trump.
Yeah, I know. It's like all his problems are caused by his disgusting behavior and his bad character and his fat yap and the criminal mentality and stupidity of everyone around him. I mean, isn't that pretty much it?
Oh
If he
man, some
wasn't such a piece of
Democrat,
shit, he would have less problems.
some Democrat busted on MTG today, or yesterday. What was it? Yes, Friday. They were
Democrats
all
have
in
against-
session, and he was like, "I cannot believe that this conspiracy theorist, January 6th denying, blah 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 blah, Trump supporting, anti-vax, blah blah," and just going on and on, can even come in this room and speak." He was going off.
Yeah, hi, blessed be he. Just remember, live simply and follow the Tao.
If I blocked you, you
So-
wouldn't see your message up there. It would tell you were blocked.
So anyway,
Yeah, go ahead.
I did find a quote prophesying Marjorie Taylor Greene in the book 1984. She had, without exception, the most stupid, vulgar, empty mind that he had ever encountered. She had not a thought in her head that was not a slogan, and there was no imbecility, absolutely none, that she was not capable of swallowing if it was handed to her by the party.
I remember that part. Yes,
I
that is
immediately
her.
thought of her or Bobo the Clown. Either one of them.
Interchangeable.
That's why they banned it in the state of Florida. That's why they didn't want this book in the schools. It would make the kids woke. Hey, wait a minute. That sounds like MTG.
Oh my god.
I don't know what you have against Magic the Gathering. It's a fine card game. I mean, a bit expensive, but
Yeah.
No, we don't get butthurt. We just don't want to be preached to and told we're going to hell and stuff like that. So
listen, if I want to go to Michigan, I'll be sure to go to hell just for you.
Oh, is it time to feed the trolls?
Apparently.
Oh, I'm going to show him something. Let me put the link into the Discord and log in with the other computer. Let me show him Karen and the place where Karen comes from, because he's a religious folk.
Oh, she.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
BBH is a she. Yeah, no, that's okay. You didn't know.
Well,
Yeah, it's even like the accusations of Biden's dementia. It's just
There you
payback
go.
for. It's just payback for all the
Good.
for all the times Trump got accused of having dementia. And they're both in their 70s, so it's not impossible. But I'm pretty sure the only president we knew was in decline in the later half of his presidency was Reagan. Well, and
Yeah.
possibly Woodrow Wilson, but he had a stroke.
Yeah, that's different though. Yeah. Yeah, that's my rule, right, Spooky? Don't be a dick. That's my only rule. Gotta make some more coffee. Everybody needs some coffee.
Yeah, coffee.
coffee.
Yuck. Too much Mormonism in the 80s.
Coffee makes the
fuck?
brain.
Is that a pissed off, beaten up banana?
No, that's Ray Comfort. I'm going to animate it because he pissed me off by endorsing Trump.
Does anyone take Ray Comfort seriously?
Probably not unless they're extremely religious. Let's see.
You need to add the facial hair for rain comfort or banana.
Okay. Here it is. Let me pull up the image of Karen. Oh, where the heck that file go? Okay,
There
okay.
you go.
So this is the word Karen. It's a masculine word in Hebrew. That means it's a dude's name in Hebrew, and it means corner light, purity, strength, and horn. I think it might mean something else. I had a senior moment there. And this is where it's located. Daniel chapter 7, verse 8. Everywhere I have highlighted, and it's talking about the Antichrist figure in the book of Daniel. So Trump is a giant Karen. And look what the NIV translates, he will bill himself as. He lifted himself up to be as great as the commander of the army of the Lord. Now, this is a very rare translation because they went to the original Hebrew, but they used a Christian lens to interpret it. So, Va'di sar hitzav hagadil. Va'di lifted up roughly. Sar is the word we get sergeant from, which is commander. Hitzav is like a hint. That's where you send the gold, the army. Hagadil, very similar to Hagadol, which means the Most High. So, and also a Trump, Karen is also like you take a picture of a medieval cornet and it looks just like a shofar, which would be a trumpet. So there you go, blessed be he. This is just one proof that you might want to reconsider any support of Trump.
Did she even say she supported Trump?
I don't know, but given the homophobia, it's a high possibility.
I mean, there are homophobic Democrats out there.
Oh, I know. Hope I didn't bug anyone too much with that.
There's also like gay people that are Republicans too. So, you know, some people are just crazy. There's black people out there, like there's black and Hispanic people, you know, showing up at Trump's rallies. So, you know, whatever. Some people are just idiots.
Yeah, I've actually met a Jewish Republican, and getting him to admit that, is this an atheist or pagan channel? No, it's not specifically anything. It's just a bunch of friends with varying beliefs, from non-belief to whatever. We just don't tear each other apart.
We are a group of people that do not come on here to talk about religion at all. That's what we are.
No, blessed be he. This is about math and science. Can't you tell? I'm here.
Yeah,
That's right.
and science fiction.
Yes, in science fiction.
And it's about politics, but I am the only one who gets to talk about that because the rest of these people just don't care, and I'll chew any Republican to the bone.
Oh, I'll talk about politics with you all day, Jenny. I love your views. We agree like 100%.
Shh, don't tell.
Don't use the state to control people if you say that you're for small and limited government. A lot of people have religions like a lot of people have dicks. But you don't run around shoving everything in everyone's face. And a lot of people are very proud of whatever they got, but it's how you handle it.
BBH, Marty is the pagan witch, and she is not here. No, Sumami, we were talking because Marty was on here for like 2 weekends in a row, and BBH was asking, so Marty was talking about it, but she is not here right now. So
I believe the only thing that's even vaguely religious that was mentioned by any of us was something about Taoism.
yes. No, not today, Sumami. You're correct.
And Taoism can also be a philosophy.
Absolutely.
And we live in America, so everyone gets to decide what they believe or what they choose not to believe, and state should not be involved in it.
Well, then why don't they do that, huh? I mean, come on. The states are controlling people nowadays. Why would they ever do that?
Because they're jerks.
But that's not the Republican way. Republicans are smaller government, not meaner, nastier, controlling government. That would be big government.
Wow, it's almost like they project whatever they want onto others and then become worse than the people they condemn. I mean, literally, they're fucking more.
Are you saying they're that thing? What is it? What?
A hypocrite?
A Republican.
Yeah, that's it.
Republican, hypocrite, same difference.
I mean, for crying out loud, I spent my entire adult life telling with preachers and other religious folks telling me that I was a Nazi communist for wanting to subsidize school lunches for financially disadvantaged kids and paying the favors forward that this country gave me because I was a child of a single disabled mom. And I thought all that concern for the least amongst us was born out of the religion. But after Obama got elected, I was told it came from Karl Marx. And then, my goodness, look who's sucking the balls of Vladimir Putin, the head of the Republican Party. And I wind up having to quote a Reagan speech from 1964 to try to shame my conservative coworkers into having a backbone when it comes to standing up to Russia. You're turning into exactly everything that you said we were.
Yeah, exactly. Well, people love to, it. So it's kind of like the you fart and you point at somebody else and said that they farted and you didn't do it. And I've noticed this with Trump. He will literally say stuff about Biden or whatever that's not true. And then you realize, wait a minute. He did that, or he's about to do that, or he's doing that right now. So he kind of tells on himself constantly.
Accuse your opposition of that which you are guilty is straight out of the Nazi playbook.
Herman gave
and blessed be he. I want you to consider this, right? What would happen if Barack Obama said, I want to be dictator day one, and my second term was about revenge and retribution? How many evangelicals would shit their pants? Now, why would anyone who believes in a God that's supposed to be loving, merciful, and forgiving want to subject people they enjoy calling godless to the same shit that you would never take from us, even if we were giving you everything you wanted, outside of the fact that we might want to subsidize school lunches for financially disadvantaged kids and not shove the government into everyone's personal lives? It's called private parts for a reason. It's private.
We should just give every student free lunches anyway. It's just easier.
Yeah.
And that's what they
Well,
do.
here's my thing. I wanted to say something about that. So for years and years now, I have not had a child in school. My child left school like 15 years ago, but yet I still pay taxes for school. So I think that if we all pay taxes, we are allowed to say, I want my money to go to feed children. Because you know damn well they're making a lot more than what they're fucking paying out, because they're the upper ups in the system make a shit ton of way too much money.
You also get better outcomes if students don't have to deal with hunger.
Absolutely. You can't be hungry or in pain or sick or whatever and learn well. And food is a basic human fucking necessity. And how many children out there, and I used to live in an area that was like this, how many children out there that only ate real food at school? Like, I knew a mentally challenged woman down the street who had 5 children. She did not know how to cook. Her bread was hard as a rock, and she expected those children to eat it. So in the summertime, they didn't get a lot of food.
Socialism makes people lazy, while religion makes people stupid.
And blessed, I want you to consider this. There's a book called The Antichrist. It was written in the 1880s. The man who wrote it compared Jews to communists, Christians to socialists, said God was dead, and he coined the slogan of the Third Reich before Hitler was even born. The first section literally calls out to that bad mustached bastard. The second section describes Donald Trump's psychology. And during the pandemic, I got a copy of it. And wherever Friedrich Nietzsche hated the way the brains of Christians worked 140 years earlier, and wherever conservatives hated the way my brain worked, wherever it overlapped, I highlighted it. And there were huge portions of that book highlighted. So the way your brain is working when it comes to social ethics is the way the brain of a man who literally wrote Hitler's morality. Egoism. At least Nietzsche and Rand were honest enough to admit that their philosophies were antithetical. to Christianity and Judaism. Today, the libertarians basically grabbed their shit and they've canonized it. They literally have canonized it. Ayn Rand's books are endorsed by Anton LaVey, the Church of Satan out of San Francisco in the late 60s. LaVey's toxicity and stupidity because of Ayn Rand actually caused the Temple of Satan to be formed, which is much more humanitarian and actually in many ways is closer to what Christians should be in regards to caring about the least amongst us than a lot of Christians are. You're not doing a very good job as far as convincing people by your actions. Is there love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, self-control, or is there just a constant drip of I hate you?
See, here's the problem. You think Blessed Be Here is here to convince people. She's here to troll. She knows what she's doing.
Blessed is a female. Blessed, what are your pronouns?
We've been through this before.
Well, I want to know. What are your
Yeah.
pronouns? Mine are she, her. What's yours?
And just so you know, blessed be he, the people on this panel, nobody here has a child that is a child anymore. Those of us who do, and most of us do not. So even half.
Yeah,
of
my
us. So
grandchildren are your age.
you telling us to be good parents is really funny. Like, I believe my son is close to your age. So yeah.
Now, when I one day have a kid, I want to raise that kid with the same values that I was raised with. And sure as fuck, I don't want them to behave like Donald Trump. And I
Okay, pause
don't
for
want
a
them to
second.
be forced to idolize him.
Pause for a second.
I am
Sandy!
a bisexual female with 6 children and a loving husband. Well, I just don't need to take that apart at all. It pretty much sums it all up.
Yeah, you're the only one here with kids to rear, so go rear them.
Yeah, don't bother us. Go do your job.
My son may be a selfish person with me, but he treats the rest of the world awesome, and he's a really great dude. He just doesn't take care of himself very well. But yeah, so no, I don't need to parent him anymore. He is a very intelligent, logically thinking, forward-thinking adult who is in his 30s. So I don't think I need to run around and parent him anymore. Matter of fact, it would probably just piss him off. I'm going to make some coffee if you guys don't mind keeping the chatter up for a minute. I appreciate it.
Cool.
Oh,
No problem.
man. Geez, all about you.
I'm sitting here trying to find meta-analysis
No,
on GMO
no.
crops.
It's all about the chat.
I thought it was all about the Pentiums.
Uh-huh. Yeah, right. Okay, I've repressed my urges.
I mean, this is
Okay,
comical.
what are you
This is
saying?
comical.
Okay.
And I've had white conservative men tell me that I make them feel like pagans.
Pagans, oh no.
In other words, I can turn the religion up real hard, but I'm not a religious bully unless there's another religious bully, and then I'll smack him down. But, you know. And if you don't believe in any of the big three, that you're a good person, then there's nothing wrong with that.
But of course I believe in Chevy, Ford, and Chrysler.
And blessed, I would bet you $1,000 that you have had more tawdry, kinky, way out encounters than I have.
I
in all my years.
guarantee everyone in this chat has had more than I've had.
That's really not fair to challenge them to that, is that? Give me your body count, and I'll give you mine.
I mean, Jenny, when you're talking about a definite 0 to whatever they have, I feel like you're cheating. Yes.
So, what is everybody's thoughts on the GMOs?
They're
Out of
fine.
curiosity.
I don't have a
Fine.
problem with them.
I'm fine with them too.
My only
Because
concern
you can't.
about that stuff is the danger it may threaten the rest of the environment with. Okay, now I'm not panicked about that because I believe that the scientists who are doing it understand the dramatic nature of what they're doing and are going to be careful.
You mean like the seeds that produce sterile crops where you gotta their pollen
Well,
might
they're
infect
protecting their legal patent, and I don't like it. I don't agree with it, but it's still the law, and they are allowed to do that now.
Well,
I'll let you know when, Spooky. Don't worry.
What sort of environmental impact are you worried about?
Well, I'm
Essentially.
crossbreeding of stuff. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
They're like they design a plant that works well with Roundup or something like that, as opposed to other brands of poison. And okay, that's fine, but maybe it kills things that you don't know about, or it does and you do know about it and are saying something about it. So yeah, if something like that's going on with it, then I'm concerned. But in terms of it hurting us, no, I think it's probably
maybe
nothing
peanut
but good.
allergies might have been caused by early GMOs because I don't remember peanut allergies being a huge thing
Neither do I.
until like
we had a kid go down in kindergarten, 1950,
Well,
whatever it was.
there's a difference between a huge thing and not a thing at all. I mean, nowadays it seems like peanut allergies are everywhere.
Well, it might be more not prevalent, but more
God damn.
more attention paid to it.
Yeah. It's not something like gluten. It's not something like gluten intolerance, which is controversial. I don't want to say it doesn't exist, but it's controversial.
Yeah, it's much more rare than it's actually made out to be. There is such a thing as gluten intolerance, but it's not.
I think that Cerberus and Commander 401 should get on 401's channel and have a talk with Blessed Be He.
Better bring your annotated version.
I'll have a talk. I'll have
You
a talk
start
with her.
making accusations and insulting people, and you don't even know us.
No. If
I was just talking.
If they're going to go up against Commander, they better be really prepared.
No,
Yes.
it's fine. She's religious. She knows everything about religion. So blessed be he. I was literally, before you came on, talking about how I get in trouble at work and I lose jobs because I'm more moral than other people, and the other workers get angry at me because I'm more moral about how people do their jobs. So, I think you're judging people, which I believe in your Bible is not okay for you to do. I think that's God's place. So, might want to stop that.
You mean judge not, lest you be judged, for with the same measure you judge, that shall be pronounced unto you. And what about the prayer of the Lord? Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. That's why the evangelicals cling to Donald Trump so much, because they know what toll that they would exact from Democrats if Barack Obama or Joe Biden behaved like Donald Trump. And they're afraid of society coming down on them. At least that's part of it. It's not the whole thing.
Your rich buddy Republican evangelicals who might happen to also be bankers. Did you know that the Bible says no, you're not allowed to charge interest?
Oh yeah.
You know what? You're right. I don't talk to fake Christians.
It's called usury.
Wow.
Well, good. I'm not
Sure.
claiming to be a Christian.
no,
I'm
no,
a
that
Jew.
was aimed at Hex.
You're a what?
There's my Twitter. You can if you.
So
Blessed,
where are
if
the
you-
space lasers? Tell us now.
Blessed,
We know you
if
have them.
Blessed, if you want, there's my Twitter. My DMs are opened. Go ahead and contact me. We'll get together and talk sometime.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the guys would more than love to talk to you about that, but we just don't do that here. Which I
I'll
keep
be-
telling you, which is why you need to quit talking about it here.
Or you could meet
So
us, you could meet
Blessed.
us over on TikTok and have a discussion there. With
Oh,
Fabulous
and
Ember.
Ember's also a Bible expert. Ember probably knows more about the Bible than you, blessed be he.
Shane!
Possible.
The
I wouldn't
fuck are
call
you
myself
doing,
an
brother?
expert, but I frequently know more than most believers.
Blessed be
Well,
he.
that's a thing.
Hi,
I'll be
Ember.
happy to take any math test you want to give me.
Oh,
Nice.
333
So
times
I'm
three
late.
quick.
How's everybody doing?
All
Not
right.
Doing good. We were just trying to not talk about religion.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
And when
actually-
you
That
don't
works
talk
well.
about religion, what happens if you're trying to not talk about it? You end up talking about it.
Don't
I-
think
so-
the word rhinoceros.
I just
Damn
want
it.
to
Ooh, I
point
love
out
rhinoceri.
that I will be on Maya's show next Sunday.
Oh, yeah, that's
Awesome.
right.
Hell yeah.
I do wish I could see Maya's show more often, but I usually have to go to work. So the next day.
Yeah. Pesky work.
And that's why I thought that comment was funny. We all know you're not a Christian.
Now, thing is, right, and this is probably going to be the last time I mention anything about religion. There was the first serious study on Bible literacy was done by, and this was actually a scientific study, was done by Back to the Bible in 2006, and they discovered something that they didn't expect. Atheists and agnostics scored highest, and then Jews and Catholics scored underneath them, then liberal Protestants, and do you know who scored dead last? White conservative Christians who went to church more than twice a week.
Whoops.
well,
And Woodrow Crow was like, what the hell?
well, to wrap all this stuff, let's just end with Thor has a hammer, or Jesus was a carpenter who got nailed to a couple pieces of wood.
Yeah.
you know.
Yay!
Hi, Maya. Welcome.
Welcome, Miss Maya. Good to see you. So, Ember, what's new? What's shaking? What have you been up to?
Oh, too much stuff. I just did a makeup stream earlier today with I Killed Earl and washed my brushes, and now I'm waiting for them to dry so I can put them away, so I can clear off my desk, so I can do other things. It just thing upon thing upon thing. So there's a ton going on.
There's just things going on, right?
Yes.
Lots
And what
of
about
things.
plans within plans within plans?
I think
Okay.
I washed my brushes wrong because the strands are all kind of poofed, like when you wash your hair and it poofs. It's not supposed to do that. I don't think.
No.
Hey, Ember.
Well,
I-
when you're washing brushes.
I sent you a note in the side chat.
Oh, okay.
So I know when washing paintbrushes, you should never let the water flow down the opposite direction of the brushes. So
Blessed
because if
Maya's,
you do that, they'll get clumped up in the center and then they'll puff out.
Blessed Maya's not an
So-
atheist.
Puffy brushes.
Now, I don't
Yeah,
know how much this will help you, but what you do with paintbrushes is you take a wire brush and you brush out now that's to get the paint out too, but it also straightens the bristles. So there might be some way you could do something like that. That's all I know. The rest you're gonna have to ask some female.
Well, what I did is I went with warm water because cold hot I didn't want to mess anything up, and I poured the water down and then I held it sort of like this and
Mhm.
like scrubbied with my hand back and forth, trying to be gentle but get all the built
Yeah.
up stuff out of it. And
Huh. I
yeah,
don't
I
know.
don't know. Of
Maybe
course, this
maybe
one
that's
turned out okay. It's the smaller ones that are poofing. Like I'm trying not to drop them, like this one. I don't know
Can't
if the
you
camera
can't you
shows it, but
can't you like rinse them and then suck out the rest of the moisture? You know?
it's not in
you
my skill
could
set.
you could take a paper towel and wrap it around the end until it dries, and that could keep the bristles from puffing out on the sides, the little ones on
Have
the
you ever
side.
seen one of those spinners? It's like a salad spinner, except it's for paintbrushes.
I don't
You,
think I have.
you stick the paintbrush in there and give it a crank, and the thing spins it around at 1,000,000 miles an hour and throws off all the wetness.
So all I need to do is what I'm hearing here is I need to put a countersunk screw into my paintbrush handle, and then I could just slide it onto a drill and just spin it.
I don't know that I would do that, but if you want to give that a try, it's up to you. I
I
don't
shall
know that I'd
create
want to
one.
do that. There's some forces there I just wouldn't want to challenge. Thanks.
Wes said if you suck on them, though, it breaks the warranty. So no sucking on the brush.
Oh, that's not fair.
It's just rude.
You do. Well, how do you keep the bristles straight then from poofing out, Sumami?
So
There's got to be a trick to it.
here's a question for those who have more experience in certain activities than I do. If you suck a certain part of the male's anatomy, does that break their warranty?
Well, I guess
How
it
dry?
depends on the part, but
How dry?
also
Sorry to disappoint you, but that was my elbow.
Wow, that fucking link came out weird, didn't it?
they do that sometimes.
Yeah, that's because it has the highlighted part from Google. If you want the regular one, let me get it. Hold on.
See if that works better.
Okay, so
Here.
I wasn't too far off from the official way to do it.
Yeah, without the highlighting. There.
Okay. Oh, there's even a video included.
Mommy
in here.
said, I'm not sucking on nothing. Well, since you used 2 double negatives, then I'm going to ask you, what will you suck on? Because you just said, I will suck on things. Suck my brush. Hey, I should get in the habit of saying that. My employers would probably prefer that over dick or cock. So
Probably.
when I get mad
And
for 'em.
speaking of brush, I need a hairbrush soon too. I've heard some people say don't use a brush, use a comb. I've heard other people say only ever use a brush.
I think it depends on your kind of hair, and I would suggest the next time you go get your hair cut, ask the hairstylist what kind of brush you should use for your type of hair.
Good idea.
Get free advice. That's what I would do.
That's another thing I should probably work out. I haven't gone for a haircut in like 20 years. I just twice a year I'd buzz my head, but now I'm trying to actually grow it out.
You know, blessed be he. I just don't go after the chicks that wear a lot of makeup because I don't care for it, but I don't care that they wear it.
Ember,
them.
let me ask you a question or two. Is your hair like really fine and thin?
It
Or is it,
used
like,
to
thick
be
or-
relatively thick, but
Okay.
again, that was 20 years ago.
Yeah, you get older, it changes.
Fine.
Yeah.
Most people it thins out.
Estrogen.
I used a brush for my whole life, and something that just always bothered me when I finally decided to grow my hair out as long as I could is that it wouldn't grow any further than like my bottom of my neck, you know. And somebody said, "Well, stop using the brush and use a wide tooth comb." So I have this pink cone. I got it at Dollar General or wherever. There's like a gap of 3/16 between the teeth, And ever since then, my hair has started to grow again because it's not breaking off all the time like a brush does.
That's why
And
they
now-
made those
and
brushes
it's-
that have the sorry.
And it is now grown about 4 inches in the last year.
Really? That's great, Jenny.
Just
Yeah.
a
I
little
didn't know it
dollar
grew
store.
that
It
much.
was just a dollar store brush you use, huh?
Yeah.
Or comb.
Just a cheap piece of crap. But it's
All right.
wide tooth. That's the important part.
Interesting.
I will add that to my shopping list. Go. I have two
And-
shopping lists. I have the grocery list and then the beauty
I
supplies.
think you don't
list.
understand mental health issues enough, and maybe you should look into that and why people do things like that before judging them. What now?
Yeah, I dare
blessed
say.
people have been using makeup, and religious people have
And
been
men.
using makeup for thousands of years. What right do you have to tell people what they should and shouldn't do?
Men started
Okay?
the
You know, it's like
upper up men started wearing makeup before most women even knew it existed or could fucking afford it.
See, this is what you need to understand is that people like atheists such as myself, I don't hate God, I don't hate religion. I hate what religion does to people and how they decide to dump their anger and hate out on everybody else because their religion told them to. Okay, do I
Makeup
hate
is older
religion
than
because of that?
religion.
No, it's deeply misguided. You guys got to get the fuck away from it because it's doing nothing but damaging your brain. And that's clinically diagnosed and showable in studies.
Oh, this is interesting. Stone Age cosmetics based on lead mineral, oldest of its kind.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, people have been all kinds of things. Like when you're a little kid and you see those buttercup flowers that bloom in late May, early June, depending on where you live. And there's always kids, and dandelions too sometimes. They'll like smear them on their skin to turn it yellow. Humans have always been doing shit like that.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
most of all, your last statement, how it bothers me most is you say, and I will quote your damn words. I think people, space, comma, should not create illusions. Sweetheart, anybody who believes that there's a sky daddy, that burning bushes can talk, and that you can wipe out an entire planet with a flood when there's not enough water to achieve that, should not be talking about illusions and living in the glass house. Huh? Get a
Hey,
grip.
Look.
The irony.
I just want
I
to say
want you.
illusion.
I want you to go tell all the barbarians and all the people of the past that fought in wars and war paint, which was makeup, that they were trying to act like something they weren't. Go tell those guys so they can chop your head off the war axe.
I mean, where do you want to draw the line with the illusion? Clothing is an illusion. It's not a natural part of us, and we use it to augment our capabilities or change our apparent shape or even fake how warm we can keep ourselves. You know, like where is the limit? What about hats? They have a practical application of keeping the sunlight out of our eyes. That's literally an
Men shouldn't be allowed to
illusion.
grow beard, allowed to shave their beards,
Let's see. Excavating the remains of
and
the
women
stone.
shouldn't be allowed to shave their legs either.
Let's see. Excavating the remains of the Stone Age near the modern town in Maribor, an international team of archaeologists unearthed hundreds of chromatic bottles. Believed at first to be children's toys because of their size. Chemical analysis traced of an unknown substance found inside. Some of the bottles revealed they were once containing a mix of ceracite, beeswax, animal fats, and plant oils. So this is what they're used for makeup. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Blessed,
I mean-
I tell you what, I stopped using makeup about 20 years ago. Okay, that's how stupid you are. But just because of your attitude here, I think I'm going to start using it again. Thank you. You inspired me.
Makeup is fun. It's artistry on your own face, you know?
And the bottles dated back between 4,350 to 4,100 BCE.
I'm also
That's-
going to start getting
That's some ancient
some
makeup.
go back to younger clothes and start getting some of that scoop neckline stuff and show off my boobs for all all the Christians I run into.
Oh, that reminds me. So, one of the things that I Killed Earl does is actually puts highlighter on her collarbones because, the collarbones are a very attractive part of many people's bodies. I was thinking, are there people who put highlighter like on their cleavage to make it shine a little bit more? Is that a thing?
Oh yeah.
Well, they
You
put
imagine
glitter
put
and
it darker
stuff on
down
it
the
for
middle,
sure.
Yeah.
and it creates a shadow, and the shadow helps to give the illusion that there's more there.
Yeah, I've seen the glitter thing.
See, I don't understand. Look, here's my thing, like guy point of view, right? I don't understand like stuffing bras and pants and stuff because the bottom line is if you're trying to really have sex with that person, they're gonna see you without it all, and then the truth is revealed. So why, like,
Well,
put
it's
in
it's
fake
the same
boobs
thing
and
as everything
everything? I
else,
don't.
Beck.
It doesn't make any sense to do it.
It's not to attract a mate. It's to feel more confident about yourself. You're not doing it to lure someone. Like, my doctor said that I might feel better if I put prosthetics in a bra or something.
No. I understand what you're saying. I'm saying when people do that just to get people's attention, kind of thing, not like breast cancer survivors that want their breast sequel or something like that. No, I'm
Yeah,
talking about
that's a
people
great
that do it
example.
just purely cosmetically, so other people will find them attractive. And then you take the bra off and it's padded. There's nothing there, and you're like, well, that's kind of false advertisement. In my book.
Or you're old enough and you take off the bra and they hit your knees. It's
Yeah. Well, you got to expect that. That's different. I would rather a woman pull her boobs up off of her lap and put them in a bra than to let them hang in public. Yes, please do not do that. It's like guys with their bellies sticking out and out underneath their shirts because they won't buy a shirt that's one size bigger and it doesn't fit them anymore. And they keep wearing
you got
one
at some
fucking
point you got to
shirt.
stop wearing got to stop wearing bare midriff stuff.
I'm excited
Hey, what's the one of
for
those?
Yes,
when I get
yes, that is what they call
smaller and
makeup
my
sex.
stuff. Yes. And I'm hoping the stuff I'm wearing now becomes like a tent. That'll just be fantastic.
I think that depends on the women. Some women do, and I know this because I've been on both sides of that fence.
Yes, producer Wes. Some women do.
Some women do. Yeah, the women that are really like sexually motivated will do that. Yes.
Yeah. Most women,
on a daily
really care.
basis, most women don't even look. I think it's just the ones that are really horny and in that phase in their life.
But that's just a guess on my part. No statistics.
Yeah, that's just what I've seen and what I've heard from friends and people I've been around.
Oh yeah, a sock will work. Fill it with bird seed; it's more natural. That's what you use if you're
Very
making your
attractive
own,
to birds.
Wait a minute, what kind of bird seed? Some of that shit's pokey, man.
No, just the little round stuff. You put it in there, and it just hangs better than some of the fake stuff or padding that people.
I thought. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, I got you.
You use water bladders. Haven't you seen Wild Wild West?
There you go, Maya. Maya said most are just happy something is there, like men and boobs, right? When you take their bra off and they're not fake and they look good, you're like, woo, scored. No, it's true though. People will do that. He's not being gross. He is just asking a freaking question because he's a guy and he doesn't know. Big boobs, small boobs, perky boobs, flat boobs. They're boobs. Yay. Yep.
And these are mine.
I
You
agree,
can't have
Wes.
them.
I agree, Wes. Boobs are boobs. I mean, I think I've seen like one set in my life that I was like, nah, this could have been a little better. But yeah, I don't care.
Trans women tend to be proud of their small boobs, and trans men tend to be proud of their scraggly beards. Because we had to earn them, damn it.
Good.
Hey, my boobs aren't small, but
I have 3 boobs.
Thanks for sharing.
I do.
Beans, small beans,
I
flappy
really
feet.
do.
Did you mean flappy or floppy? Because that's different.
Now you got to let me explain this now that since I've said it and I've marked myself. I don't really have 3 boobs, but I kind of do. When I got my when I had my heart attack and they did my bypass kind of shit, you end up with this big zipper down the middle of your chest.
Yes, you do.
And when I healed, something went wrong, and it got real nasty, infected, and the skin was permanently damaged by the scarring and the infection. And so I have this little bitty bump between my boobs down low that I can't hide. You just can't hide it. It's too big.
Yeah.
And it kind of hangs in the same shape as a breast, miniature breast. I was thinking of having a nipple tattooed on it.
So basically, you're that stripper from Total Recall, huh?
Yeah.
Zipper stripper. Anyways, yeah, it's fucked up, Jenny. Oh my goodness. Oh.
Yeah, Ted Bundy had a real nice face too, blessed. Just keep making them easy assumptions.
Wes says, I have 3 girls at a drinking party, giggle and laugh looking over at me. One comes over to me, grabs my dick, and walked away. So just checking if they were right.
How long
I still
is
don't know
that
how
thing?
to feel about that.
No, wait a minute. How long is that thing?
It was probably just to win a bet.
No, he said
dare.
one came over and grabbed his dick, not all 3.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, but he never mentioned if she let it go.
Oh, she walked away. That's true.
One time at the mall, I was walking by, and this girl walks by and just grabs my ass.
And then this one time at band camp.
Oh my.
Oh gosh.
See, mommy asked, did she take it with her?
This is mine now.
Oh.
Off topic. In Monopoly, if no one ever buys a property, everyone gets richer and no one loses. Huh.
Hmm.
Interesting.
But then there's no fun.
Monopoly isn't a game, it's a capitalism.
Really? Interesting.
May have been a bet. She did let go. She was also married with her husband outside of the party. Oh my god.
She will love
hate
it and hug it
Monopoly.
and call it George.
I hate Monopoly.
Oh
I think
my.
it promotes irresponsible terminal capitalism. It teaches the wrong lessons about capitalism.
Doesn't really teach much of anything.
Well, that's the thing about capitalism in and of itself. It's not a bad or a good system. It's how people behave within it. And quite simply put, some people create products, goods, services, and business which benefit mankind, and some people are fucking leeches that destroy society.
It's good for some things, not for other things.
Well, I don't know. I think the system is inherently set up like you can't institute capitalism without creating a system of leeches. It's hierarchical by nature. However, we often give capitalism credit for a lot of things that are not specifically capitalism, but are just general economics, like the ability to buy and sell goods. That capitalism doesn't get credit for that. That's how all economic systems work.
Really, how does the economic system in Star Trek work? Because they never explain that.
It's
well,
vague.
there's 2 systems. There's the cash money system, like you'd see on Deep Space Nine, which appears to be standard capitalism, with gold pressed latinum instead of dollars. But then there's the socialist system within the Federation where it appears that they've moved beyond the concept of money entirely.
Though
If
they
you
do
need
have-
something, you just get it.
Though they do have credits for some things at least.
And they have
Nice Spacko.
God, the name's on the tip of my tongue. It's that thing that goes woo, and you get your Earl Grey.
The food replicator.
Replicators,
That's a great way to have a post-scarcity society. Like, nobody's going to ask for 15 yachts if you know you can already have a yacht anytime you ask for one. You know?
Yeah, there have been some references here and there of the people in Star Trek and Starfleet using money, but I'm not even gonna get into newer stuff. Yeah, they completely fucked it up.
Well, remember
There is
when
a problem
they
with
came back
him.
to San Francisco and they didn't have any money. They had to find money somehow by hustling and stuff like that, And so, the captain, oh man, it would have been trouble, and Starfleet found out that he was gambling and stuff. Jeez Louise.
The only thing we do know is that economics works very differently in the Star Trek world than it does now.
Fiction is
The
weird that way.
nuclear
Yeah, it doesn't because it's
vessels.
about as realistic as the Bible. It's just a fantasy.
Nuclear vessels.
Yes.
Oh, interesting about that scene is
Yes,
we did have the Cold War going on. That was actually a random person they came across off the street in real life.
Ah. Spackle,
Okay.
real
And
quick.
Trent-
I want to say hi to Spackle real quick. She pretty much said hi to everybody, but Jenny has an I on the end of her name, not a Y. The rest of
And
you had perfect.
transparent.
Wait a minute. she
Transparent
spelled my name
aluminum
out. I'm
does
never talking to
exist.
her again.
Transparent aluminum does exist. It's really expensive to
if you
make,
compress it hard
but
enough,
it's
so
cool.
Very fucking cool.
It's aluminum oxide with nitrogen, and that's how they make it.
Oh,
Aluminum
well,
oxide also makes sapphire, but
yeah. Once you do aluminum oxide, then it's sapphire, which is something else entirely.
And-
Almost as hard as diamond. Really fucking cool.
And Tiger's Eye is asbestos.
And I did not know that we actually had transparent aluminum.
Yeah, but you can do it with elemental aluminum too. You just have to compress it to like the core of the sun levels of pressure. But if you can do that, then the crystals will rearrange in such a way that they become transparent to
transparent
visible
aluminum.
wavelength light. Yeah.
Neat.
I think aluminum oxynitride. I tried to make it in my garage. It's hard.
I imagine.
Did you know that you can make in a home setting or a shop setting opals?
Oh yeah, I can tell you how to do it.
Really?
You have
And I know how
tetraethyl
to
silicate.
do it. I know how to do it. I did
No,
I wanna
hear
silicate.
because it's my favorite
Tetra-
stone.
Oh, is it?
Tetraethyl silicate. You add water to tetraethyl silicate, and you get trillions of little nanoscopic spheres. And then you basically let them all settle down to the bottom, and what you have left is high proof alcohol and opals. But you need to, I forget, there's a way to actually have it set. There's a way to control the size of the nanoscopic balls. So there we go, talking about balls again. But there's a way to control the size of it
Of the spheres.
in order
yes,
to
go ahead.
control the color.
There's an
Oh.
awful high failure rate in attempts to do it, but it can conceivably be done in a home lab. So if you ever want some opals, look it up, and you can find it right on the internet how to do it.
Yeah, alcohol and opal sounds tons of fun. But here's a sapphire
Ditto,
that
brother John. Oh, hold on.
it's
I
just made
love
from
sapphires.
aluminum foil and acid. Oh, now I'm big again. Hold on. I
Let's
gotta
see
turn
that
it around.
again.
There we go. Yeah, it's just
I-
melted down aluminum foil and acid.
Now, where'd
And
you
and
get it?
then
Shit.
you heat the fuck out of it. It's
Where,
something like 1800 degrees, and it'll melt and
And
crystallize.
that's
where do you get
Celsius.
it, and what is
That's
it called?
Celsius.
Yeah.
I actually used to
Wait, whoa,
cut
whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait, Commander.
these stones.
Jenny asked a question, and I think she got run over.
What is it called, and where do you get it?
What is what called?
What you just held up?
Oh, it's a sapphire, and you can make it.
No, it's an artificial sapphire.
Yes,
Okay, where do you get them?
you make it. So
Well,
you take aluminum foil and you put it in. I'd have to look it up again because I made it like 2 or 3 years ago. But I think it's nitric acid, and the aluminum will get broken down by the acid and bond with oxygen to create aluminum oxide, and then it'll rain down as like dust, basically. Then you neutralize the acid, clear all the water and salts away, and it leaves you with just the dust. Then you take the dust and you can pour it into what do they call those things that are in the middle of a forge? Crucible kind of deal. And heat
Crucible.
the fuck out of it. 1800 degrees Celsius, I believe. Like I said, it's been 2 or 3 years, and it'll melt and it'll
Yes.
crystallize. A lot of them will come out looking like shit, but every now and then you get a big old nugget you can send off to a jeweler and have them cut it nice and pretty for you.
I actually I taught myself how to cut gemstones,
Sweet.
Oh, neat.
and I did it I taught myself how to cut. The first one I cut was in 2006. The last one I cut was in 2019, and I still have the machine. I just haven't done anything with it. I started cutting synthetic sapphire to teach myself how. They say, don't do it, it's too hard. But if you start with the hard stuff, the rest will be easy. And then I pissed away a lot of money and a lot of time on basically cutting junk. And it wasn't like junk, but it wasn't like the kind of value that anyone would want to consign or buy from you for anything worth your time, until I just started spending $800 of fucking stone for the rough.
Oof.
And then being able to have things that I could sell for about $2,500. I
Wow.
have some pictures. Let me see if I can get them off my phone.
Yeah,
Nice.
I've
But
seen
I
them. They're
found out
beautiful.
that tanzanite is actually the best stone in terms of time versus money, and I learned that probably about 6 months before I had you basically stopped with the hobby for financial reasons.
How long did it take you to learn?
Probably cutting the synthetics and getting good at it.
Yeah, how long?
Not long, maybe about 3 months of doing it. I actually won my first competition in the first year that I cut it. Started cutting with a piece of yag that basically, when we had the house fire, the damn people who were supposed to go into the house thought it was fucking real, and they took it, but it was just a piece of yag. But it was a cushion cut, and that won me 2000, was it 2006 or 2007 at the Norfolk Gem Show.
Nice.
As far as
Cool.
I used to do lapidary work, nothing fancy, just playing with it. I could never learn how to do opals because they were just so fucking soft. I just hadn't developed the touch for it. I even bought fire opals, which are dirt cheap, to practice on those before I went for a fire opal. But I just could not develop the touch with that stuff. I needed to work on only harder stuff.
Right.
Well, one of the problems that I found with opals, because of the microstructure, is actually gluing it, because You try to use super glue and it just sticks forever. And you can't get it off without breaking it. And you can't heat it because you'll break
Ow.
the stone.
Whoever's doing that, please stop
It's Jenny.
clapping.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I forgot where I was. Never mind.
No, it's okay. It just went right through my ears.
Mm.
I was just tapping down a cigarette.
So it was very
Oh,
loud.
and for
Anyway.
those who haven't yet, when you do get a chance, watch last night's DSA. We had some really nasty Sovsits and Karens that learned their lesson. Not really, but they should have. It
You
was
know,
fun.
John,
Red
if you
Barrel. I've heard of
collected
that.
some of that and sent it to Commander, that would be a hell of a present.
I saw that. I saw that.
Red Barrel, that's awesome. That's so
See?
rare.
Hey, John, put that on a Google map for me and send it to me.
Tell me
Oh,
where
Red
you
Emerald.
found it too. Tell me where you found it. There's actually a place near Danville that I found two. This was really rare. Gemstone quality sapphires. That's almost unheard of because they're usually filled with Rudel, so they're star sapphires. But these
Yeah.
two were clear.
Danville in what state?
I want
This was
star
Virginia.
sapphires.
Yeah, Danville, Virginia is out. Yeah.
Because there's Danville near here. I grew up. Danville
There's
was
a lot of
close to my
Danvilles.
hometown.
Yeah, there's a lot of Danvilles.
You know, my house
Wow.
fire did have an added benefit because when George Bush was president, I was going all over Appalachia with a scintillator, and I was picking up radioactive minerals. So when the house burned up, they just carted all that shit off, and I didn't say anything.
It's radioactive.
Just let him take it. I'm not saying a word.
Goodies.
You could be like
What
the
is
Boy
said to be
Scout.
1,000 times more valuable than gold?
Red Barrel.
Uranium.
Really?
Yes, Red Barrel. Red Barrel is very, very rare. I only I was never actually able to get my hands on it, and the only place where I was possibly able to get hands on real Red Barrel, it was like $500 a carat rough. And those were small, little shitty things.
Yeah, the gem quality ones over a carat can sell for over $20,000. According to the International Gem Society.
I just
So, you know.
want a necklace and earrings of matching star sapphires. That's all. I want.
Oh, and fun thing about barrel, right? You get this shitty green barrel. And you basically get just a regular small kiln with an electronic temperature control, or basically make a crucible out of a huge fucking big piece of whatever. I used a castable aluminum, green cast 94 from Empire Refractories. I don't know if they're still in existence, but I made a crucible with enough thermal inertia where it would bring the temperature of the green barrel up to about 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit over 10 hours and then bring it back down. And you get this almost worthless, shitty green barrel for like $100 for 50 carats. And it turns it into good quality aquamarine. In fact, that's how most aquamarine comes into existence.
Ha. Transmutation.
From the
Alchemy.
from the barrel recyclers, huh?
We have so
And
much
then
frickin'
cyanoacrylate ester with a little bit of green pigment. I forget what pigment I used. This was so long ago. You inject it under pressure into the fractures of green beryl, and you can make it look like high quality emerald, but that's really frowned upon. And your
Well, yeah.
and your God, trying to remember. There's another way. Oh, and if you happen to have an X-ray machine, you can basically. I never did this because it would be fucking dangerous, but it is how they turn white topaz into blue topaz. You irradiate the fucking thing.
Are you serious?
Just nuke it.
Radiate with what though? I mean,
Well, any ionizing radiation.
okay, that's
will do.
okay. That's, yeah, ionizing
what-
radiation
that-
might be the issue there.
What I did get this done. See, at the shipyard, there were some people who would always go around with samples of iridium, and they would use that to X-ray parts of the ships. Now, they didn't act. The iridium wasn't a neutron emitter, so it did not leave anything radioactive, but it produced gamma rays and X-rays. So I asked these people if they would put these pale topaz near the, when they were X-raying the ship. And it did turn it blue.
Seriously? That's
Yes. And they use cobalt for the London blue. Cobalt 60 for the London blue. And then they just use hard X-rays for all the other blues.
Huh.
But you need the cobalt and that intensity to get the London blue.
We had a guy when I was in junior high school who was like really brilliant. He built an X-ray machine for his science project, and it was fully functional. But it was
Well, I
uncontrolled.
did too.
But it was what?
It was uncontrolled, and so there was radiation everywhere.
Oh,
The
jeez.
school confiscated it. Said, "No, you can't have this back."
How rude.
I did. I just never left it on long enough to actually do anything because fuck, that's stupid.
Reminds me of that kid who built the nuclear reactor in his garage for a school project. It may have been a
Yeah,
He
college
was a Boy
project.
Scout.
But yeah.
That was one of those thorium reactors, wasn't it? Something like that.
No,
I can't
he, didn't
remember.
he didn't actually build a nuclear reactor, but he got a hold of radioactive materials.
Oh my
Like
god.
a Boy Scout.
And it was a lot more radioactive than when he started, but that could just possibly do with the fact that he was dealing with decay products now.
All kinds of fun.
We
shit
never
you can
did
get up
anything
to.
that dangerous in high school. We just we built a laser, and we learned how to make contact explosive warheads for rockets,
Nice.
and fired them at moving freight trains and stuff.
You just told me you didn't get up to
Mr.
anything dangerous in high school?
Mr. Foley, he was teaching us children how to fight the Eichmanns. He came back from Vietnam all disgruntled, and he taught us how to make bleach. Well, there's a very special chemical when you make bleach that they used to shove into World War II hand grenades to save the high explosives for the bombs that they were dropping. It's a chlorate, and he showed us how to make that. He told us, never showed us how to make nitric acid. And he told us if we did ever make it, not to breathe the fumes or we would turn fucking blue and we would die.
Yeah.
Fun.
Okay, kids, break out your anarchist cookbook and turn to page 6.
Yes, he was awesome.
394.
I don't think I get away with that.
Oh my god.
This was before 9/11. He'd never get away with it today. But if you ratted on him, everyone would most surely beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah.
He's probably long retired now, so.
You don't
Well,
know.
I'm
He
sure-
might be short retired.
I'm sure a lot of the teachers I had are dead, but especially the older ones.
Wherever he is, he's not teaching at the school now, because, like, 10 years ago, I wanted to get back in touch with some old teachers, and it didn't work.
Go on.
I mean, I have no desire to figure out what happened to Mr. Cromlech.
Well, I did find in my old homeroom teacher from high school who was still around.
But Mr. Cromlech
My
made Al Bundy look like a feminist.
Oh,
Wow.
Mr. Growlnick, did you go to school in Florida?
Cromlech.
Growlick,
Did you go to
Gromlick, whatever.
one of
Did
those.
you go to school in Florida?
No, I went to school in Pennsylvania. This
Okay,
guy was
not the same dude.
This guy was a dinosaur when I was in high school, so. And he wouldn't give the women A's in physics because they didn't understand physics. But he wouldn't fail them.
Oh, that's like an English teacher I had who went the other way. She said that men could never be intellectually equivalent to women. The very best a man could ever do was equal to the very worst a woman could do. So she capped the grades for all male students at 80%, and the minimum score for a female student was 80%.
I didn't have that kind of
Well,
issue.
that's sucky because you should give the person the grades they earn.
Yeah, there was this one teacher I had in science. I kind of wish I could have stayed in his class. He started first day. He said, "I don't want anyone making any more than a C in this class. If you make a higher grade A than that, I'm giving you harder work." I really wish I could have stayed in his class. Well, unfortunately, I got transferred out early on.
Yeah, it's hard to find good teachers, I tell you.
Back when I left high school, they were writing the teachers' IOUs while they were having taxpayer-funded carnivals in the northern part of the state.
Mm.
And
my-
most of the revenue in the state came from 3 counties.
One of my
But-
favorite
Sounds
One
about
of my-
right.
One of my favorite things about this job is when I successfully found a summer job one summer. I got to hear about how all the people hated their teachers. It's like, dude, I was not one of your teachers. It's like, I'm just here like you to make money. Fortunately,
I
got
didn't
fired for
hate all my teachers.
that. Now, unfortunately, just because that job required coordination, I eventually got fired from it after a little while, but I knew it wasn't going to last. But honestly, for that type of factory work, you're not dealing with the people who were the best students usually anyway.
Yeah, well, you have a good point there. Usually have people like me that are assholes, dickheads, all that.
Not necessarily bad students, they're just not.
Hey, speaking of assholes and dickheads, Blessed, you said that you're bisexual. Does that mean you would date a trans person?
Well, she's married, so I don't think she'd date anybody, but
It's all hypothetical.
yeah, because some people consider
Well,
that you have to be pan to include trans people, but on the other hand, it gets
Whatever.
complicated. I think everybody's got their own different idea of what bi and pan mean, and
And I think that would also
They're fuzzy.
depend. It would depend on the person's view of the other person. Number one, it would also depend on how far along in that their transition they are, how far they're taking their transition, and if it's completed. So
Personally-
there's a lot of
And-
factors there.
Personally, I'm
and
with-
you know what? being married never stopped a religious person from committing infidelity. So you shouldn't put anything past
I guess
Blessed.
Blessed is too afraid to answer that question, eh?
Personally, I'm a big fan of my body, my rules.
Well, the infidelity thing really only applies to women. You know, and a guy can have as many
Biblically.
wives and concubines they can afford.
Ember, do you mean that seriously or the joke biblically?
Why not both? But I meant it seriously.
Okay.
Yeah, the
My
Bible.
bad. I took it as
only
a joke. Sorry.
adultery is only a crime for women in the Bible.
Oh, well, yeah, no, of course. Of course, men have urges. We have urges and we're allowed to do whatever we want. Isn't that the stupidest shit?
Yeah, because if you promise to be with someone and in their lives and make a life with each other and you're not divorced, you should at least try to keep your promises until such time that there's a divorce. But you should be considerate of the other person.
We got to ask a question here. What is a genuine trans person? Please explain.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know how to say it, take it, so I didn't put it up there yet.
What?
You mean like honest with themselves and who they are? Most trans people that are, let me put it this way. If the trans person's out to everybody and is, you know what I mean, like talks about it and stuff, then they will be more likely to be 100% honest with where they're at in their transition. But also you need to get to know them well enough first so you can find that out, because they're not going to just tell you, you know. Nobody asked you what's in your pants and what color your genital hair is, so it's the same shit. You got to wait for that.
Yeah. Well, I got a boogie.
Yeah.
Do my thing in a couple of minutes here.
Yeah, you do. Thanks for coming by, Amber. I appreciate you.
Oh yeah, always good to hang out.
I'll see you in a bit. I'll send it to everybody over in between.
Later.
Cool. All right, later, folks.
See you later. Have a great day.
So may the odds be genuine trans means.
May the odds be.
Do they come with a certificate of completion or a special brand, you know, on them, or
certificate of completion? I think I have.
How do you know?
Let me go get it.
Certificate.
There you go. I'm ready. I'm ready, Tsunami. I got one packed. You ready?
Yeah, that's what you need. You need get your certificate of completion.
Wow, I don't even know what to say about this comment. Jenny, you want to tackle that one?
Why did you give trans people cars?
Not a Corvette. I mean, do you blame me, Sumami? Fuck, I don't know what to do with that.
Here we go.
Oh my goodness.
The certificate of completion.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold it up. With not doxing yourself. There you go. There you go. That is beautiful. Congratulations on that. You've worked hard and we're all really proud of you. We are.
There's your genuine.
It's always awkward to say it to another adult, but we are proud of you. See, look, even Sumami's celebrating. Pack that bowl, girl. We'll smoke it. Oh, that was nice.
I'll be right back again.
We'll be right here for at least another hour.
And I have to run. Well, I'm not going to tell people where I'm going, but I'm just going to mute myself. And
yeah, you don't have to tell us. We're good. I have nothing against religion in general. What I don't like about religion is the way people use it to hate each other and to judge each other.
Mm.
So if religion helped you get out of an addiction, then good for you. I mean, that's great. You use it for that. But don't use it to hate or judge or tell people they're wrong or anything, because I hate to tell you, Sunshine, but you don't know that you're right. None of us know if we're right or not. All we can do is go off of history and science and the facts we have. And the facts we have show you to be incorrect about your God. But that's okay. I mean, I don't have any problem with you believing in it as long as you're using it for a good purpose. But coming around and telling people, oh, you're horrible, you need to be a better parent, you don't need to do that shit. I've been really patient about it. So, yeah, and you don't need to judge people on my panel or anything like that. Not cool. Not cool. Yes, I know, right? Because they find people when they're down and out, and those people need a crutch. And we've all had a time in our life we've needed a crutch. I've had a time in my life I needed a crutch. I didn't use religion. I used alcohol for a couple of years. I was 2.5 years. I was a good, solid fucking drunk. And then I realized I was being like my father, and I quit. So I rarely drink right now. But you are judging people. That is an incorrect statement, ma'am. You're judging people because you're talking about makeup, what people wear, and blah, blah. Yeah, not cool. None of that is cool. We are all inclusive here. I don't give a shit if someone's got makeup on or not. If they got long hair or short hair. I don't care if they got women's clothes or men's clothes. I don't give a flying shit. All the people here are good people. And I can't handle you saying shit in the chat about my friends and people that you don't know well, and I do.
Well, I'm just okay.
Blessed,
she didn't insult you. No, I'm just kidding.
Blessed, you just spent an hour plus condemning people for wearing makeup. Don't you dare say that you don't judge anyone. That is total lie and a 100% hypocrite.
Yep. Thank you, Jenny. Yeah. You're sad. Want to come talk and come to church next week? Yeah, that's exactly where they get you. And then they all like gather around you and make you feel loved, and they do all that shit. And then in 2 weeks, you keep coming to church, and then 4 weeks, and then in 6 weeks, they start talking shit about you and your kids. And there you go. Anyways.
Yeah, like one of my earliest memories, they had this whole preacher thing talking about God, Jesus is love and all that. And as soon as we step out, this lady was going on all this bigoted crap. As soon as they walked out the church.
But see, you're judging people thinking they're using it for an illusion. Some people are not. It's not always about an illusion. I hear AA has a pretty low success rate. I really would love to see secular organizations and heard they are doing so someplace. Yes, that is correct. There are some progressive areas that you can get secular mental health stuff. Like right here, pretty much everybody's secular here. Nobody brings religion into anything because half the population is religious and half are not. And everybody knows it. So nobody's ruling the roost here. It's split down the middle pretty good. So, like the hospital I worked at, they were originally a religious-based hospital. They got bought out, but they kept the religious part of it, So, yay, don't miss that a bit.
And blessed be he. I really want to give you an idea of what this whole let me judge everyone thing looks like to everyone. Take Ray Comfort, for example.
Oh, God.
He will shame.
Take him far away.
Yes. He will tell someone that they need to basically rot in hell for finding someone of the opposite gender attractive. But yet he will endorse Donald Trump, who brags about how he gropes women and sexually assaults them. And then he will I'm planning on trolling him. And when Ray tells me, I love you, I'll say, you endorse a man who calls me the same names that Hitler heaved at every Jew in my mom's family who remained in Europe. What would happen if Barack Obama said, I will be a dictator day one, and my second term is about vengeance and retribution? How many evangelicals would just shit their pants and become violent towards anyone who supported Obama? Well, that's what Ray Comfort expects people who he enjoys calling godless to put up with. That's why he's a piece of shit.
Does Ray Comfort really pay attention to you, though? I mean,
No, but I found out when he prowls the Huntington Beach.
I would expect.
And I am pissed off, and I do want to troll him.
Okay, I have to say
Personally.
something about this. Blessed be he said, I just don't think girls should wear a lot of makeup. It's dishonest. Honestly, I don't like a lot of makeup on women. Most women don't even need all that fucking makeup.
Yeah, we
But
can
you know
make
what? It's not my place to say how much makeup they put on their damn face. It's not my place to say whether they wear crop top shirts when their body is not made for that kind of clothes. It's not mine to say when their asses are too big. I have those thoughts because that's what I prefer. That doesn't mean I have a place, it's my place or anybody's place to judge them and say you're wrong. They're not wrong. They're doing what they want and they're happy with their life. Leave them the fuck alone. That's what I'm saying.
You mean grown adults governing their own lives without everyone shoving their nose in it? What a novel idea.
Marty! I know, isn't that crazy? It's almost like mind your own business. That's it.
Some of these arguments could be applied to religion, being used as an illusion.
Blessed be he. There's a chain here called Cirillas that sells adult novelties. I think you may need to go visit a store like that.
Sumami. I don't think people that have as many kids as you do should spend so much time on social media, but I don't reiterate it over and over in a chat. But it's out of the cat's out of the bag now.
I should probably.
Look, if you ever see me in a crop top, Sumami, smack me in the fucking head. No, better yet, go get a neurological scan because I hit my head.
Well, I'm sure the Earth could be better off if we sent all billionaires to Mars.
Yeah, wouldn't that be cool? It would be like the Lord of the Flies, and they'd all be dead inside a month.
What makes you think I'm going to go out of my way to make sure the spaceship is capable of surviving the trip?
That's even better.
There's a huge amount of the huge, like over 75% or something like that, of the makeup places that do not do animal testing anymore. They had to quit doing that. It's a law. They're not allowed to fucking abuse animals and shit. So that is so 20 years ago.
It's also like my plan to get a couple ships and offer flat earthers a one-way trip to Antarctica.
Well, we penguins could turn them into Soylent Green. And remember that picture of what Homer Simpson imagined the world would be like without lawyers? Where everyone would just be dancing in a giant circle? That's
Wait,
what
everybody,
the world
we're
would be without
complete.
Flat Earth.
We have a witch. We are complete. Now, blessed be he will be happy. Where is the witch? The witch is here. I had to keep talking about that earlier. And I was like, that's Marty. Marty's not here. And she said, I know Marty. I'm like, I know. I don't know why you're asking me about Marty. She's not here.
There you go. You can be happy.
There was an issue with my my witchcraft, as per usual.
But did it involve the cat jumping up on the back of your chair?
You're still in trouble for making pee-pee on the floor this morning.
Marty, do you wear makeup?
Gods, I haven't worn makeup. I wear makeup if I'm going out somewhere, not to Walmart or anything, but if I have a date or going out.
Yeah,
then I will. But otherwise, fuck that. I'll be 47 in June. I ain't got no time for that.
I usually
Are
wear
you
a
really
small
that
amount
old?
of makeup.
Yeah, I'll be 47 in June.
Shut the. I thought you were like 42 or
Girl,
41 or something.
no.
And you don't even look that. It's just that's
Thanks.
how old I thought you were.
Oh no, I'm way older than I act.
You're perky for your age, yeah.
Thanks. Take naps. Take naps and drink water.
Smoke weed and drink lots of coffee.
I was
Smoke
47 in
weed.
February.
Smoke weed every day.
I'll be 53 in June. So Jenny's just keeping her mouth shut because we all know she's the oldest one here and we can't say shit about her. Yeah, she does look like a baby. When I seriously, when I first met you, I thought you were about 32.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recently, about a few months ago, discovered night cream, so I started wearing night cream. So that's been helping too.
Yeah, I do wonder what the
Many
whole
naps and lots of smoking pot is why I look 18. Yeah, see?
I do wonder what the whole makeup thing was about in the first place. Yeah, I wear a small amount of makeup, but who cares?
Congratulations, Wes. It's legal there? Shut the fuck up. They finally did it. I'm so happy for you.
In Montana?
Missouri.
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 It's not Montana.
I'm sure
Montana's
it'll
an
be-
MT. There's lots of M states, so you have to know all the second letters.
I'm sure it'll be legal in Indiana about 3 centuries from now.
Nice. I think
That's
it's
awesome,
legal.
man.
I live in Georgia. I think it's legal here too. Isn't it? Hold on.
Probably
I
not.
can't partake because I drive commercial.
I'm sure you do, John. I'm sure you do. Although I'm
No.
sorry, you're not my type, but I'm sure you look hot in yoga pants.
Recreational marijuana remains illegal, but is decriminalized in certain cities in Georgia. Marijuana
It's
oil,
decriminalized, so they can't
is-
put people in jail for it anymore.
right?
Okay,
Just a waste
good.
of
That's
just a
all that
waste-
Make
matters.
it legal and fucking. You know what they should do? Make it legal all over the country. Let them make like packs, like pack of cigarettes. You get a pack of fucking weed and tax it. How fucking
Look,
difficult is that?
the dispensaries here are cool as shit, Marty. You go
I'll
in,
bet.
there's like a fucking menu on the board that changes, and there's a menu out front. They show you what all the sales are. So while you're waiting to go in, because it's only one person per what do they call them? Bud tenders.
Oh wow.
Bud tender. So you have to wait out in the foyer because people can steal shit. They have to keep track of shit. And you walk in and there's a menu and they ring you up and shit, and then you walk out. It's like going to the pharmacy, except you have to wait outside. You can't stand in line.
That's
You have to wait
great.
in that foyer.
Tax
That's
it and fucking
Yeah. And if you have a medical card, you don't get taxed.
nice.
I don't pay any tax on it. But they started out the tax here at 21.5%, and they're going to slowly raise it. They're doing the same plan Colorado did. Colorado is rich, and they are fucking fixing all of their infrastructure right now.
Mm-hmm.
They
There
are
is-
doing I-70 is getting an entire makeover from
I've heard
fucking Denver to the end of the state, and I'm not
I've heard
playing with you. They are
There-
literally redoing the whole fucking
Hey,
highway,
hey, Marty.
Yeah.
Marty.
bridges, and everything.
Blessed being stupid again. I
Cannabis
don't
card.
recall ever hearing any witch ever do any kind of casting of spell on people.
Do I cast spells on people?
I'll be
Not
right back.
usually. It's supplies are expensive, and where I live, I can't really do anything anyhow. I can't even do like a regular ritual for like just the moons or the Sabbats. So I don't. But not really. It's expensive, and it's time consuming, and it's energy and all that, and I ain't got no time for that. I'll let people fuck their own lives up.
Oh, this is interesting. It seems we might actually, in Florida here, we might have legalizing recreational weed on the ballot for November.
Besides Blessed be he, I have people in my family who were basically powwows, which is a Pennsylvania Dutch faith healing tradition that is magical in nature.
John Hudson, I don't know about
And-
other states, but when Minnesota went legal in August,
And the powwows
that
were very,
included being able to grow your own.
and the powwows were very much Christian.
Yeah, do you mean
Marty-
like bad spells on people, or like I mean, I don't. There's different, like, all spells are not created equal. There's different like.
I fucking love Marty. Marty, you ever want to date an old white trans guy? Let me know. You're fucking awesome. I didn't know you were that close to my age.
That's not old. I'll be 47. That's not old.
I know. I only have 6 years on you.
Wait, I'm the youngest one here. What the heck?
Yeah, it's
Maybe,
not.
I
Youngest
don't
one
know.
here.
You two can fight that out in Twitter, Commander and Mage. But
I'm 44.
Hi.
I know
Yeah,
I'm the second
youngest
oldest.
one here.
I know.
Oh, you're the youngest one. Okay.
Hi, kitty. Aw.
Yeah,
Usually-
Commander, aren't you 30 something? That's all I'm gonna say.
Sumami,
Yeah.
who is John Morgan?
Late 30.
Really? I thought you were older than that.
Yeah,
Nah.
I thought so too.
No, I just hang around with people who were nuclear physicists and politicians around the pool in South Florida and absorb the greatest generation. So,
Let's see. According to this, we have there's an attorney general who is seeking to block the vote on legalizing marijuana. Let's see, Attorney General Ashley Moody, Republican.
Well, what you need to do is not worry so much about marijuana, but get DeSantis out of there.
Oh, he'll be
Ah,
out.
such an idiot.
This is his last term, so he'll be out no matter what.
I'm also
You don't,
pretty
oh, he can't run it. He can't do anymore.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is his last term.
I'm also pretty sure he's killed his national political career at this point. So
Oh yeah, he put himself
Sumami,
on
I-
TV. He fucked it all up.
Sumami, I asked because that's my brother's name. And I know that he's never been to law school.
So apparently, they're looking at getting it because of all the tax revenue that's been coming into these states that have legalized it, and that's the reason why they're thinking about it here.
Yeah, exactly. Tax it. Make it like cigarettes and
Well,
tax it.
there is a
Yeah.
It's literally, it's so simple. Like,
They have think about that, a 33% tax. People walk into a dispensary, you'll have a couple people that walk in and buy like $20 or $30 at a time, but not normally. You know, people are buying like blunts and some weed, and you know, they got accessories in there, and you can buy the oil, wax, anything, you know. So let's say $100. Well, that's $33 that just got put in the tax pile. Now they got to pay $133 for that $100 worth of shit. That's how it works.
yeah, it's not difficult, which is
Yeah,
why
so-
like
yeah,
prostitution is still illegal because
Yeah.
they can't figure out a way to tax it.
Isn't marijuana also less harmful than alcohol?
Yeah,
Yep.
by a lot.
And
Usually, there is one
only-
caveat for marijuana that's important, though. If you have
Depends-
a family history of schizophrenia, you should probably avoid it. Just
Yeah, that's
Really?
true.
It
It
depends.
can make it
on-
worse.
It
Look what it
depends
did to
on
me.
what form you're using, because smoking it, like smoking weed, is bad for you because you are still inhaling smoke in your lungs.
Yeah,
But
up
If you do like the oils or dabs where you're just like smoking vapor, which is all it is, then you're just getting the molecules of the THC and a little bit of the oil that they use for the consistency.
okay, but
yeah, I'll
we were
probably use
talking about
tinctures
schizophrenia.
myself. Yeah, we're talking about with schizophrenia can actually make it worse. With
Oh, yeah.
marijuana, so that's another issue.
Marijuana is
that's
bad
another
for some people with ADD. It makes them fucking more hyper.
Yeah, it's
Makes
similar issue. Yeah, it's a
And
similar
that's
issue
my
with
ass
that.
the fuck out.
Marty,
Yeah.
you're getting our resident religious freak all excited.
Well, what happened? I have nice shoulders. Thank you. Yeah, it's not it's fine. At my age, I'll take it.
Have.
Well, to be fair, we did tell Blessed be He that she should visit a sex toy shop earlier.
Yeah, I heard that. Yes, I heard that. I stopped by Ember for a second and I came back. So I did hear that. I got carded going into a porn store back in like my 30s when I was living in New Jersey. I was on my way home from work. I'm like, yeah, let me stop in. And I didn't even make it to the door. They're like, you have to be 18. I'm like, I'm 18 by a lot. Here's my
Yeah.
ID.
Yeah,
I was like
I would.
33.
Yeah, I would like to use marijuana for medical purposes, but unfortunately, I can't get the medical. I don't qualify, unfortunately, because the medical condition I have doesn't qualify in the state. And even if I did, I would have to go to the doctor, pay for that out of pocket, get the license, pay for that out of pocket, pay for another doctor's appointment. It's a mess.
Jeez.
Mage.
Uh,
Okay, so hold on. Let's pause for a second. Do you have any form of PTSD? That should be good enough for a diagnosis right there.
I don't have anything diagnosed. I might have PTSD, but I don't have a diagnosis on it.
I think you do, and I think you should go get a diagnosis, and then you can say, "Bam."
Yeah,
And
if
almost
if
nobody denies it for PTSD.
Yeah, if I get a diagnosis, I could get it for that. But I was surprised they don't qualify arthritis.
Well, arthritis itself, it depends. I guess for like rheumatoid,
That
it's
depends
pretty
on-
painful.
That would depend on the state. If you have severe arthritis here, they would. Oregon, they would. They just have stricter laws in Florida, it sounds like.
But for the
Yeah, they
arthritis
do.
I have, they probably wouldn't do it.
I wonder if I could get it with anxiety and depression living in Georgia. Let me see.
Probably.
And ADHD. I used to take Adderall, and Adderall was fucking.
That shit made me roller coaster, girl. Let me
Dude.
tell you. It roller coasted me like crazy because they gave me enough to just take it during the day while I was at work.
Uh-huh.
So then when I came off of it at night, you ask everybody, I was coming online. I was a total fucking dickhead and I had no idea what was going on.
Really?
So I quit the Adderall. Yeah. So then I got on Wellbutrin a few months later
Oh, I take
to
that.
see if that would help me. And that with my shit and ASD and everything else, I got PTSD, everything. No, it made me crazy for 8.5 months. It
Wow.
made me nuts.
I can't take
For
Wellbutrin.
8.5 months. I was suicidal. I almost drove into trees.
Damn, dude.
I was going to go
Is
beat
Mar-
my ex-girlfriend's ass. Like, I don't do things like that.
Wow.
Is Marty bi?
Yes, Marty is bi.
I mean, I don't think that's well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bilingual. She speaks Spanish too.
Actually, I
No,
do speak a
never
little
mind.
bit of Spanish. Not really. I understand
Ah.
better than I speak because my dad's from South America, so I can
Que
understand
es
watch
el
soccer
daño.
game and not have to have subtitles.
Mi español.
Oh, okay.
I've tried to learn Spanish a few times.
I can watch
It's
a
not
soccer
it's
game.
just not clicking for me for some reason.
Mi español no
Is that
es
like
muy
saying
bien.
I have a black friend? I, mean, I feel like it was in the same category. I can go to a soccer game and not need subtitles.
Yeah, I don't need the subtitles. I can watch it in Spanish. When World
Well-
Cup comes around, it's great.
But you don't need the subtitles to understand what's going on in a soccer game.
No, but when the commentators are commentating, I don't need. I know I can understand what they're saying, for the most part.
But you need to talk to somebody about why would you want to watch soccer to begin with.
Dude, World Cup. My dad is from Uruguay. We're like one of the greatest soccer countries like ever. We won the very first World Cup in the 30s.
Yeah,
Hey,
wouldn't mind learning Jap-
did you hear that Caitlin Clark finished her career and scoring record? She is now officially the number one scorer in the entire NCAA, men or women.
Really?
Was
Yep.
that basketball?
Yep.
I don't watch basketball.
Wow.
I watch
Good for
hockey.
her.
My hockey team sucks right now, so I'm not happy. We lost again today. 5-1. We lost.
Advice about streaming, or what are you talking about, Wes? What exactly do you want advice on? Be a little more specific. Be a little more Pacific for me.
I
Not so
believe
Atlanta.
Scratch is the best program. I believe Scratch is the best programming language to start out with if you have no programming experience. But if you don't do video games, you do Python instead.
Oh, anything that they want to give you advice on. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. So it would just be like not an interview, but someone just speaking into the camera kind of thing? How do you plan on doing it?
Blessed, does your husband know that you're hitting on Marty?
Well,
That's
my
control your
probably an
urges.
issue.
That would
It's
be-
an
I'm an
issue if you're going to be shaming people, right?
It's
If you're going to be shaming people, it's an issue.
Yeah.
well,
Well,
for
she
now-
also said that we need to control our urges, but she's sitting here talking about how Marty has nice shoulders and would make a great date. And yeah, control your
But-
urges.
But she's a Christian, so she's saved, so her urges are not actually sinning because
No.
she's already saved and we're not. It's that get out of jail free card thing.
How does the aromantic?
I heard one guy say he could kill somebody and he'd still go to heaven because he's saved. And I'm like, it
Yeah.
doesn't work like that, asshole. They
What did
really
you say?
think
What
that.
did you say
Okay.
your name was? Pascal? What?
Sorry, Porpoise.
You know who
Yeah.
is in heaven right now, according to Christians? Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer are in heaven.
No.
Hitler.
I've-
Hitler.
I have a
Dave,
more
you
important. I have a more important question to ask. Blessed be he, and I really want an answer to this one. As an
Hitler was
aromantic asexual, what urges do you want me to control?
Spooky Bed Hair, hold right here. Spooky
Wait,
Bed
you might have to type out what that definition is. Hold on. Marty
Well-
is a home wrecker.
I know. I love Spooky Bed Hair.
Well, Wes, some advice, some free advice for you. Since you want advice for anything, don't get your testicles caught in a mousetrap. There's some advice.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
don't eat
that'd be a
yellow
bad
snow.
idea.
There's some
Back
advice.
onto the testicles. God damn it.
Yeah.
Don't eat
And
yellow
remember,
snow. That's
the
it.
early
That's good
bird-
advice.
The early bird
That's
gets the worm.
exactly. Sorry, go ahead, Porpoise. I'm sorry.
The early bird gets the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese.
Ooh,
That's right.
I like cheese.
Damn straight. Yes, I agree, John. That's one of the reasons, one of the many reasons I do not talk about. I will talk about the fringes of religion like we did today, just kind of telling someone to stop it. But I don't discuss religion because everybody in the whole fucking community talks about atheism and religion. Why do I need to talk about it? I can't say anything better than, the Matt Dillahunties and the Arons and the whatever. I can't say anything better than that. I'm not schooled enough, and honestly, I don't care enough about the topic to learn about it. So I don't talk about it. That's the one topic off, that's off the board. Marty, do you have any kids?
No, I have cats and a dog.
Which is enough.
I know, right?
And my-
I am responsible for life forms.
And
I
from
just said
speaking-
that. Sorry.
And speaking about dogs, mine just came in to get some pets. So,
Oh, Snuggle.
and she's now cozying up to one of her toys.
Did I ever get an answer to my question about what urges Marty wants? Not Marty. Blessed be he who wants me to control, because I kind of want an answer to that one.
I want to know why Blessed be he doesn't ask if I have children. Since I'm the senior person here.
Because she's worried about little kids right now, not adult kids. She wouldn't ask you that because you're not in the age range of little kids. I think she's trying to connect with people.
Now, how would anybody know that?
I'm just telling you what I'm reading, what I'm seeing. I could be wrong.
Blessed be he, I just want you to know, if I had $1 for every time algebra has helped me in real life, I'd have X dollars.
Love you too, buddy. Shane, you have 2 kids, right? I might be misremembering. There's so many people with children in the community. I can't keep track. I feel
Yeah,
like
that
you
was
have 2, though.
That was a decent algebra joke.
No problem, Wes. So anybody that wants to record themselves giving some advice, somewhere between 5 and 15 minutes long, on any topics you want, atheism, something in your life itself, whatever. If you want to do that and send it over to Wes. He's going to use it for his new show. So,
Alrighty then.
and later when he gets big, we'll charge him for the shit. But for now, we'll do it for free.
I'm
Hey,
in no
Blessed-
position in my life to give advice to anybody about anything.
Blessed,
I can tell you what.
You didn't ask, but I'm still going to tell you. I do not have any kids. I ate them.
You hate
How does someone look fertile?
Yes, of course I did.
Yeah, people look
It's
fertile.
the druid
now.
thing to do.
What's going on in the chat?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Sumami.
Why don't you have kids
Let's all
do a
meet up
fair
in
fiddle?
Vegas, turn on the cameras, and let it roll. Hell yeah! John said if he next time he goes to Vegas, he can pick me up on the way because I'm in between him and Vegas, and he drives.
Yeah, there you go.
Wouldn't that be cool? Go to Vegas with John Hudson for a weekend. Fuck
Vegas, baby.
yeah!
I've
I'm
never
totally
been.
game.
I've never been to Vegas.
I've never been. I've drove through in a truck, and that's it. I've never. Now the truck stop is a mini Las Vegas in there. They literally have this huge section, it's like a casino, a small casino with a
Reno,
truck
right?
stop attached. That's really what it is.
That's Reno,
So they
right?
call it a truck stop, but it's got a casino in it. Like you can go in and play all the games and whatever. They had like a craps table and I think blackjack in there, but most of it was machines. But so are most of the casinos, anyways.
I don't play
Nerdy, this weekend was the International Owl Festival in my little town here in Minnesota. We had hundreds of people from all over the world coming to our little town of 900 to learn about owls and share scientific knowledge and stuff. How about that?
I love owls. They're so cute.
Well, you
I
could
don't
always,
mind drinking and looking at hookers. That's cool. That's a good night.
Yeah, we can drink and look at hookers. We don't have to gamble.
drink and look at hookers. That sounds fun.
I mean, you walk down the streets of Vegas, I'm sure you'll see one every like 15 or 20 feet. So it's not like it would be hard to do that. You just
Hey,
bar hop.
take Blessed along. I think she needs some
Okay.
help that way.
Yeah.
We were on the edge of the desert, just outside
It was
of
a
Barstow.
hoot spooky. You know what? One of the neat things is about it. They make a big thing of it in the county. You know, it's a small rural county.
No one
And they
hates
get
kids,
the kids-
Blessed. You're
They
being
get
ridiculous.
the kids from all over the county. I'm sorry, my sentence ran into yours. They get kids from all
Just
over the
kidding.
county to do images, drawings, pictures, coloring books, or whatever of owls, and they get all hung up all around all the businesses in town. Put them up on their windows, and
Oh, that's
it's really
Nice.
neat. It's a very fun time.
It
With
does
the
sound like a
mention of-
hoot.
With the mention of Las Vegas, I just feel the need to quote this. We were on the edge of the desert, just outside of Barstow, when the drugs began to kick in.
Why do we hate kids? Why? Because as they're smelling, they have fluids coming out of both ends.
Who says they hate kids? I never said I hate
No,
kids.
I don't hate kids.
I don't have any.
I love kids. I just like to play with them and hand them back to mom and dad, and I don't want any sleeping at my house for more than a couple nights in a row ever.
Yeah,
That's
I
all.
don't hate kids. I love kids. I just didn't have any. My ex-husband didn't want any, and I hit menopause at a really early age, so I couldn't have any anyhow.
Christians
there you go.
Christians only understand love and hate. They have no concept of gray.
Yeah.
See, that proves you can't tell by looking at somebody because she said you look fertile. I'm like, oh, now
Yeah,
people
I
are looking
menopause,
fertile.
like my mid-30s. I haven't had a period in almost 10 years.
Oh my god.
I haven't had a period in over 10 years either.
You know what that is? You know what that is, Marty? That's good girlfriend material.
Especially now with abortion being up in the air.
Oh my god.
Yep,
It's a good thing you know me. I'm an asshole.
I know. You're good, dude. It's good.
I would have been fine being a dad.
Did someone say they
No one said they hated kids.
Yeah, no one said they
No
hated
one did.
kids.
No one said that.
Someone said they ate their kids, but that's not said that they hate their kids. It's a big
Look.
That was
Okay,
was
well,
me.
I will eat a quarter ounce of shrooms describing colors and how they taste. We'll make. Wait a minute. My cat's in
I
there. Move.
would watch
We'll
that
make
in a
video.
fucking second. I would totally watch the
I
shit
need
out
a
of that.
copy. I need a copy. If you're doing shrooms and gonna videotape yourself, giving advice and shit, I need a fucking copy of that.
Yeah, I'd watch that. I would totally watch that.
Well, I suppose I could do something on gardening for you if you want.
It's not that I'm not ready for it. I'm too old for it now. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't even want to wipe my own ass, but I have to. I don't want to wipe somebody else's.
Maybe you should get a bidet.
That's gross, man. Shit. And kids are okay when they're babies, and then they start eating adult food, and it's a different ball game.
Yeah.
And I'm not okay with it. I'm okay
See,
with formula poop. I'm not okay with adult food poop.
I can clean up poop and pee and vomit and all kinds because I work with
Oh,
dogs.
I can't.
I can handle all that with dogs, but I can't do that for people. I can handle a baby,
Yeah.
but kids, I get it because
Yeah.
they
If
don't
they're
know
not a
any better.
baby anymore, exactly. I'm the
They
same
don't
way.
know
I
any
can't do it.
better. But
No. Yeah.
I
You
can
know
handle
better. Go use the damn toilet. Why am I wiping shit off your ass? Nope.
it.
Why is there
Yeah.
corn in here?
Bless.
Big potty, and now you're good.
I said, why is there corn in here?
That is just such a stupid question to be asking.
That really is.
Generalizations
Blessed,
are
that
bad,
is
okay?
extremely hurtful.
Yeah,
That is an extremely hurtful question. I
Did
can't
you also
have
know
kids.
that the people that
Excuse
live in
me,
the hood are
please.
only black? Come on.
Excuse me, I was speaking.
Sorry, go ahead. We all just got mad.
That's an extremely hurtful question. I have wanted children all my life, and I can't have children. How dare you say something so cold-hearted and hate-filled?
Oh shit! I just
Get the hell
accidentally
out of here,
banned
you
her.
bitch.
Oh shit!
I went to kill the message and the chat moved, and
Can you
I
unban her?
accidentally banned her.
You have to
I
go
don't know.
into
Do
your.
I want to?
Oh,
She's
It's
fine.
fine.
She doesn't bother me.
You have to go into the settings to fix that now.
I have no idea how to. Oh yeah, into the YouTube studio, right?
well, take a couple of weeks to do it.
I'll do it later when I feel like it.
Okay, and
When she insulted
you-
Ember
you-
with the whole fucking makeup comment, I was pretty much done with that.
I just saw Ember. Her
You-
makeup looks good today.
oh, and blessed be he. You said liberal atheists, right? You know there are conservative atheists, and I actually find there was this one person named Friedrich Nietzsche. He wrote a book called The Antichrist, and that inspired Hitler. And then there was another douchebag, Ayn Rand. Her books inspired Donald Trump, and William F. Buckley, who is a conservative theist, said that her books could one day lead to gas chambers, and now there's Nazis at CPAC.
Well, to
Not
be
all
fair,
atheists are liberals, and by the way, not all atheists are bad people.
to be
And as Ian Rand's life fell apart in her later years, and she was broke and destitute, suddenly, all that capitalism of the government and the handouts from the government were something that she didn't want to hate. She wanted them for herself all of a sudden. Wow, isn't that something?
Well, Ayn
me
Rand's
just-
philosophy is
Go ahead, Paul.
frequently misunderstood. For one, Trump is not an objectivist. He may say he is. Or some of his followers may think they are. But Ayn Rand is also best understood in terms of the historical context that produced her, because the reason she was so against collectivism is because she grew up during a famine in Ukraine that was brought on by people not believing in evolution.
Real quick, let me address this, and you guys can continue. We were just laughing because I went to just get rid of your comment because I found it insulting, and the chat jumped, and I accidentally banned you instead. And we were just talking about how to unban you, and then Spooky knew how to do it because he has the main screen up. Anyways, it was
Oh.
not intentional. I did not mean to ban you, but at the same time, quit making me have to go delete comments. Just don't be an ass, please.
Did she ask
I'm
me why? I
really
don't
trying
have
to be
kids?
nice.
Is that what she did?
No,
I
she
don't
just made a
remember. Yeah.
grandiose statement that why do all these liberal atheists hate children?
Yeah, that I
That's
saw.
it.
Before that, did she ask me why I don't have kids? I don't care. I don't have kids because I went
No.
to menopause early, and
No, she was just being rude earlier and saying that women shouldn't wear makeup. They're trying to create an illusion. They're being dishonest. I'm like, no, it makes them feel good. Let them fucking wear it. Who
She's
cares?
just being a typical born again asshole.
She's
because
not.
I'm not in a position right now to adopt kids. My ex-husband didn't want kids anyhow, so kids were not happening.
Okay, let me
And
just.
besides, it's really hard to do that when you're not a married cis het couple.
I just want to point something out. Blessed be he is not being sincere. She's just trying to get a reaction out of people.
Yeah.
She's a troll.
Well, she should be glad
Yeah.
that we're not in a bar together because she would be getting my opinion in a different way.
Born again asshole.
Yeah, and I know Rand came out of the Soviet system, which was unhinged and stupid and evil in so many ways. So her philosophy is more or less a reaction in the complete opposite direction, but equally unbalanced and not doable in real life.
I'm not saying it was good. I'm just saying she is misunderstood by the people who most often quote her.
Oh.
Yeah. When you can't have kids and when have kids, we can have a handful of cats.
Ayn Rand.
So
Objectivism, if you ever take philosophy and study more than I do, you'll know it's a form of ethical egoism.
Philosophy's above my pay grade.
I took one
Which
class.
says you. I'm sorry, finish, please.
I took one class over the summer because of the problems I had with Steve McRae, and I was thinking, is it really this boring, or did he just make it that boring?
Steve McRae, there's a name I haven't heard in a minute.
And
Yeah,
I had
blessed-
basically,
Blessed be he. That's because they literally give preferential treatment that people say that they're Christians.
Yeah.
So if an atheist were to walk in there and lie and say, "Oh yeah, I go to church and everything," they would give them preferential treatment too.
Mhm.
That's
Essentially-
why more Christians adopt children every year.
essentially I had to issue a minor apology because philosophy really is just that boring. At least to me.
That too. Because most agencies are Christian run. Yeah, that too.
Yeah, probably also why so many kids that don't have. Yes, exactly.
Oh, interesting thing, right? Growing up a child of a single disabled mother, listening to Tony Perkins and that ilk talk about how I'd never amount to anything, I was worthless because I didn't have a dad in my life, and that perfect nuclear family. I had to listen to the Family Research Council tell me how the best they could do for me in the name of Jesus Christ was to let the growling of my belly motivate me to excellence. There was a government program called Staff Builders, and a man named Pat who basically changed the trajectory of my life. And then you had the Newt Gingrich revolution, and Pat was replaced by a guy named Sanjay, who basically told me, first he lied to me, and he said Pat did not want to be around anymore and hated me. And I said, that's bullshit, because Pat came here and helped when he wasn't getting paid. And then Sanjay goes, yeah, you got me there. My boss is a friend of Jeb Bush. And Jeb Bush wants to see you fail and doesn't believe that these programs work. So I'm basically here to see you fail. So Pat was a registered nurse with mental health credentials for adolescents. Meanwhile, Sanjay was a guy who used to work in a fucking bar. So, firsthand experience with conservative Christians, they don't give a shit about children. My assessment, they don't give a shit about children if they're not their own children. And I also came to this conclusion when I was growing up, that since my mom was disabled because she got run over by a motorboat, these conservative Christians wanted my mom to die in a gutter so that the state could take my brother and I away and put us in a fundamentalist Christian home where we would be raised not to care about disabled women whose backs were broken and legs marred by motorboats in a lake where there wasn't supposed to be any power boats. So you can't blame the victim there. And that's my impression of conservative Christianity from growing up. They don't care about kids.
Yeah, they don't.
Blessed, atheism does not teach anything. It is not a religion. It is not a doctrine. It is a disbelief in gods. Period.
If the number of gods you believe in is 0, you're an atheist.
Also,
Oh,
I'm sorry if I came off as laughing there for a little bit, but the cat was tickling my feet.
God, you are just a stupid bitch. How can you live with yourself?
oh, and you know, thing is, there was this dude, Immanuel Kant, and his philosophy was basically taking the best the Bible had to offer and chucking the rest. It was called the categorical imperative. Basically, treat others the way you would want to be treated. And at the end, all the empathetic humanisms that you hate were derived from Kant's ideas.
Well, that
So
guy-
guess what? And Kant did not believe in God by the time he died, but he could pass, as far as social ethics go and humanitarian, far more Christian than you can. And
I
then
love
there
you
are
guys.
other.
We are not changing this entire talk about religion. We are not doing that.
Okay,
So-
I'm sorry.
I've heard Immanuel Kant was a real pissant who was very rarely stable.
Hi,
Heidegger
Cosmic
was a boozy
Kyle.
beggar who could drink. Sorry, Jenny.
That guy was such a cunt.
Was a boozy baker who could drink you under the table.
Well, that's why he was such a fun guy to hang around with.
This,
there's
this
nothing-
is it right here.
Sorry, Jenny was trying to say something.
Sorry.
No, I was just saying hi to Kyle.
And there's nothing Nietzsche couldn't teach you about the raising of the wrist. A lovely little thinker, butterbugger when he's pissed.
Can't find me love.
Oh my goodness. I love you guys.
And Nietzsche's philosophies, which were completely antithetical to the Bible. So there, you got the full range. The two things they had in common, the only thing they had in common was they didn't believe there was a god or gods. The end.
I was just quoting Monty Python's Drunken Philosopher song.
It's
I fucking
all
love Monty
right.
Python.
I mean, Monty Python is fantastic.
Yeah, how are we gonna help Wes with that content?
I've got my. If I have time, I've got to get some content made. But fortunately, I finished the Python program I had to do along with the Bash shell. I have to do something tomorrow on Big
I don't
O
know how I'm-
asymptotics.
Oh yeah.
Why did I not just say I was dumb when I finished my bachelor's degree?
Because you want to further your education and you're intelligent and you enjoy learning and you're not done yet.
I think part of it is I just wanted a master's to compete with a friend of mine. It's stupid, but
Oh,
You just
Oh,
want to go
Kyle
get your,
would be really-
you just want to go get your PhD so that you can walk around the rest of your life saying, "No, I'm not that kind of doctor, but it is a doctor."
I do miss those jokes. Sorry.
It's okay. Kyle would be really good with this actually. So what he wants is a 5 to 15 minute video of you like giving advice or like what your experiences have taught you or anything like what kind of hobbies you enjoy, whatever. Just like a little mini tell about yourself, if you have advice to give advice thing. And then send it over to him because he's thinking about starting his own stuff and he wants a bunch of different ones for that.
So whatever happened to the series of jokes for a few years ago where like, is there a doctor on this plane? And the guy's like, yes, but I'm not that type of doctor. And it's like, oh, the pilot's arguing over like medieval castle styles. And they need to know like whether a moat or a
Yeah, exactly.
And then, oh yes, I am a doctor. I have a doctorate in medieval architecture,
it's like, oh, never
or
mind.
something
I've
like
got
that, right?
Yes.
Blessed be he. Here is a fact for you about our atheist community, our mostly atheist community. I'm going to put it that way. We have a friend whose vehicle was beyond repair anymore. And so in the matter of a couple of weeks, this atheist community got together over $7,000 for her. So don't tell me we don't know how to teach our kids how to be good and be loving to all.
Why do we
Even-
keep feeding the troll?
That's all I was going to say. We're moving on.
Besides, it's just even
Didn't anybody bring any troll be gone?
I have some fuck it all.
Am I ordered?
Yeah.
The spray cream. Yeah, there you go. Kyle would be really good at that shit.
Like
Cool.
there are some ideas is where you can be completely selfish and still be loving.
Well, even in my job, where I try to, model the correct behavior. I'm not perfect, but try to show as much empathy as I can. Although sometimes it's not as easy as it looks, sometimes it's not as easy as it should be. And sometimes things happen that are just like someone is interpreting something incorrectly or just assuming you got information from someplace you didn't get it from.
Now, why would you even have to do that, Wes? John already has an OnlyFans, I believe, for his penile naked activity. So he could just add it to that and just skip you altogether.
There's a discussion going down there. Is it particularly hard to juggle naked people?
To juggle naked?
It depends how heavy they are.
Imagine on their side. Sorry.
Well, yeah, but it also depends on how much they hang too, because you might catch something, man. Like, I mean, imagine the boobs would be out free, other things swinging in the air.
And
It could
can
be
they
dangerous.
are they like gymnasts and you can roll themselves into a ball?
Well, if they could roll themselves
Sure.
into a ball, they would be easier to throw.
That would be true. I say just use a slingshot. I don't know how you're gonna catch
I'm
it.
picturing a circus. I'm just
Me too.
picturing a circus.
I totally was too. That's funny. Was absolutely had a circus like with the guys up on the trapeze and shit in my head.
I'm kind of happy that a lot of circuses have given up their animals.
Me too. That was horrible. We need to stop that shit altogether. Everywhere.
Most of them didn't mistreat the animals, but it was still hard on them.
The Broward County Fair, they used to have elephants, and then one year the elephants went on a rampage, and they never had elephants again.
Well, elephants are intelligent, and first of all, they're bigger than we are.
I've just been deleting a lot of messages, Kyle.
No one needs to worry about what she's saying anyway, most likely.
No, you're right, Jenny. Elephants are smarter than most of us.
I didn't say.
And they
can smarter than many people.
Oh.
And they can remember the sounds that they actually mourn the dead, because they had some elephants who were lost someone, and then they played the sound, and the elephants reacted like, "Where's Susie? I wanted Susie." And then they got really depressed, and then they decided never to do an experiment like that again because it really hurt the elephants.
They also returned to the grave sites of their past group members and mourn over them from time to time.
Well, that's better than the things I've heard about dolphins over the years.
If I could get an elephant the size of a dog, I would want to have that instead of a dog.
Oh,
I don't think elephants can be domesticated, though.
That's interesting. Elephants appear to have names for each other.
Can't get one small as a dog either, so.
Yeah, that's.
You mean they're actually self-aware, like people are, in all likelihood? Wow.
Elephants aren't the only animals that have unique names for each other.
No, they're not.
Birds do.
Yeah,
dolphins do. Whales do.
Dwarf elephants are still way bigger than a dog. If I'm thinking of the ones I've seen are too big still. And you'd have to have a really big house with solid furniture, because they'd probably just run into shit sometimes.
Apparently they're saying this
dense.
is actually a little bit different than what dolphins and parrots do. Is they're not just imitating the receiver's own call.
No, I believe dolphins have their own unique whistles.
So
that they use as names.
Holy Spackle! Wow, I haven't seen Holy Spackle in a minute.
Holy Spackle says humanism doesn't need atheism. It's a philosophy, no religion or lack thereof required. T.S. Eliot was a Christian humanist. Mr. Rogers Kierkegaard.
Yeah.
Don't know who that is. Don't know who the last one is.
Kierkegaard was a big-time Christian existentialist, I think.
That was my point, Holy Spackle. If we were not humanists in this community, we wouldn't be able to do the fucking fundraisers like we do and earn and get so much money together in such a short period of time to help people.
Not all of us are humanists, though.
No. There's always a portion. I will say it now. I will say it forever. 3 out of 20 people are total pieces of shit. That's what I've found statistically, working and living in all these different states and shit. I think 3 out of 20 people are complete assholes.
1.5%.
So you're gonna have. I don't know. Sure. You're gonna have some portion of them that are somebody's gonna be fucked up and do the wrong thing and shit.
Well, I was pointing out, it's like I've encountered a lot of people in this community who are also Taoists, philosophical Taoists.
Well, here's a nerdy thing for you. Could Mr. Rogers lift Thor's hammer? from
Yes.
Marvel?
Well, of course he could.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
he is worthy.
He's got the king and that train behind him. He can do
Besides,
anything.
if Captain America can lift Thor's hammer, why couldn't Mr. Rogers?
Exactly.
So did not Jarvis, Vision.
Sometimes I'm way too nice, Umami.
And you are correct. 3 out of 20 is 15%, and that's somewhere around the percentage of people who believe the Earth is fucking flat.
I
That's
can't
fine.
believe that flat Earth is still a fucking thing. I really can't believe that we're still talking about flat fucking Earth. Jesus.
Either they're a Christian who want to take the Bible way too literally, or they're grifters.
3 out of 20 is 1.5, not 15.
Point
about right.
1.5.
That sounds about right as a percentage.
0.15.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's 15%.
No. In Florida, 20 out of 20 people are assholes. We're all assholes.
Well, you guys, it is almost 7, which means we are almost 30 minutes away from Maya's stream. I like to jump off here about 30 minutes before she starts, so everybody can go get something to drink and get high, whatever you need to do. Make yourself happy. So I'm going to put her link in too. But until then, I put a link in for Ember, who is live right now. And you can go check that out. Here is the link for my... So at 7:30.
That's true, Wes.
I mean,
We
I'm sorry.
stole a whole lot of them votes and made them correct.
Yeah. So So Maya's is right there. I just posted that one. That's for at 9:30 Eastern. Ember is live now. Does anybody have anything they want to shill?
Actually, I do have one thing to say. If Blessed be He is still around, I just want to remind you that Jesus said, "And I give unto you a new commandment. As I have loved you, love one another." There was no conditions on that one.
Nope.
Well,
That's a
I'm
fact.
working on getting out of my slump with my Gardens Happen channel. So if you want to go check that out, I should have a garden tour coming up.
Cool.
Probably,
They're putting the
probably this
links in there if you guys wanted to go check out their channels.
Oh, where's
And we got the DSA. We had some vile Karens that got what they deserved. That was fun.
It was fun.
And next Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, is Space Deniers.
Oh, this is gonna be a good one.
Did that one come
Good.
through, or
That will be fun.
did it get?
Anybody else have anything to shill? Everybody else good?
I just posted put my thing in the chat because I don't have a link. It's my book on Amazon.
Be sure to explain though, with Commander, how it is that rockets can't work in a vacuum.
Well, they fucking can. I assure
No,
you.
save it for the show. Come on, save it for the show.
One more thing, if you're interested in math and computer science topics, although I have to get back to it because I've been busy with grad school and work, check out the Mad Computer Scientist channel. Hopefully there's a link.
Sweet. Everybody check that out. All right, folks. Well, I want to thank everybody on the panel for coming and hanging out and having a great discussion and being intelligent and thoughtful as always. I appreciate you guys. Everybody in the chat, I always appreciate you. You guys have great conversations down there. You make me laugh a lot. I really feel like you enrich my weekends. I'm not even kidding. You guys crack me up like crazy. So remember, everybody, to take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Have some peace in your life. All right, you crazy people. You stay cool. Keep it real. Keep an eye out for each other. Suck in that content you love. Dance like nobody's watching. Go after your passions and enjoy them. I'm out. Peace.